They can be in this at any moment. They just gotta up their mental game, let their talent speak.
Amazing placement. What a shot.
That was a Yahtzee overhead.
Aspect of mental toughness here that's just different.
I like the body language of all four players.
Oh, look at that shot! Great hands from Kiro.
Hello and welcome to the 23-24 APTA Tour presented by Valley. We are live from the Country Club in Brookline, Massachusetts, bringing you the 2024 APTA Boston Nationals presented by Aon. Boston Nationals is the 16th and last stop on the 2023-24 APTA Tour, with live streaming brought to you by the APTA membership, the APTA national sponsors, Valley Infusion, and local sponsors. We've got Aon as our big local presenting sponsor here today. Our stadium court sponsors, Pure Hockey, Labor. Our local sponsors, Billy Boy Distillers, Columbus Overgroup, Biega Kilgore Group, Compass, Hillary Maddox Team, Compass, Crestwood Advisor, DraftKings, FB Insurance, Inc., Harpoon, Needham Bank, Norfolk and Dedham Insurance, Pure Insurance, UPS, WAC, Winstanley Enterprises. I'm Patty Hogan, and I'll be joined along with Brad Easterbrook for this men's final action, featuring number 4 seeded team of Alvi Regalado and Jose Salazar up against our number 2 seeded team of Guillermo Nunez and Mark Powers.
Final event of the season here for the APTA Nationals, the men's final coming up here at the Country Club in Brookline, Mass. It's an incredible day out here with a beautiful atmosphere. All the hard work put in by everybody over the year to make this event happen. It's all shown right out here right now. So we're going to bring up our finalists and have a quick little on-court interview. I'm going to bring in first our second seeds, Mark Power, Guillermo Nunez. Come on in, gentlemen. Let's have a little chat here. So, congratulations. We happen to have a final here with 3 brand new players in the block who don't act like they haven't been here before. So, but you guys just came out, started playing together basically like a month and a half ago, right? And you put in quick work and got together. Has it been easy to just gel and play together? Obviously it has been, because you've walked your way through the finals pretty well here. Were you able to get on the court a lot together?
Yeah, we had a good week in Philly, kind of to just see how we play with each other, and what we do right on our own, how we can complement it, and then we'll be practicing. And I think it's been really smooth. Having a player like Mark on the side, it makes things look fun.
Great.
Yeah, and I'd second that. I mean, I've definitely it helps that I don't really know how to play with a righty at this point. I've only played with lefties, so it's been it's pretty seamless transition playing together, and it's been a lot of fun. So.
Well, that's terrific. We wish you the best of luck here in the final. We're going to bring out now our number 5 seeds of Alvi Regalado and Jose Salazar. Come on in here, gentlemen. So, guys, they say, act like you've been here before, and it's really your first real season, and you've been acting like you've been here before the entire season. You put in the work, you seem to be able to respond to every style of play, whether it moves fast, whether it moves slow. You're committed to strategies. Is any of this a surprise to you guys at all?
Well, I think it's been a hell of a season for us. It's been a hell of a ride, super fun. I think APTA does an amazing job at organizing these events, and yeah, we're going back to almost junior tennis excitement. So just ready to battle it out and be ready to have some fun. That's the most important.
Oh, great. All right, so any final words before you step out there?
We put a lot of work in the summer, playing the summer league, and then playing a lot of tournaments. I think that's been a great preparation for the final, so it's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, it is great, and what's interesting of all, we have 3 brand new players here in the finals, and you guys play together all the time too, so this is not a bunch of strangers out here. It's amazing year you guys have had, and we wish you the best of luck in the finals.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Go get them, guys.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
All right, so we're getting ready now for the men's final. It's coming on now. Stay tuned for the Star Spangled Banner, and we're ready to roll.
Thank you.
So why don't we're going to listen to the Star Spangled Banner, I think.
Attention, mesdames et messieurs. Levez-vous, s'il vous plaît, pour l'hymne national des États-Unis d'Amérique. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of the United States of America. Most of you can't see the national anthem behind the clubhouse there. Gentlemen, if you're wearing hats, hats off, please. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And Brad, this is going to be something. I think can you take us through the draw real fast? The path to the finals here for these players?
I'd love to see the path to the finals, and it's not Burris and Elliott's path to the finals. That was already there, but so we'll try to move beyond there. We got the Regalado. Let's do a real quick players while we try to get that up. So on the top side of our screen, Patty, we got Jose Salazar and his partner Alvin Regalado, and the fifth seeds. Everyone coming. It's very rare to be, especially on the men's side, to have a first-year player go to the finals and have the kind of season they had. It's been amazing. I knew they had a shot, but I did not think they would be able to make it here. But after watching match after match, they just don't miss. They don't miss balls, and they can play any style. You speed it up, they can get it. All right, so they had a great run. They went through, and we'll just kind of go from the round of 16 on for those guys. Dennis and Frieder lost the first set to them, then battled back 7-5, 6-1. They handled Frazier and Morgan straight sets, a couple of little moments, 6-4, 3-3, and then everybody saw it yesterday. They took out the national champions, Durant and Mitchell, like 3-2, and it was unbelievable. They were just controlling the tempo the entire time, and newly minted Hall of Famer, his partner Steve Mitchell, they could not find any answers against him. So these guys, they know what they're doing out there. And Nunez and Powers, they pretty much ran through the draw as well. I don't even think they lost a set. They powered right through there to the end. Their skill sets match up really well. Lots of offense. But I do not expect this match to be a ton of offense. I expect this match to be a mental battle of outlasting each other. They all have shots. The real key is how they're going to get anybody to miss. That's the trick.
Yeah, I was so impressed with his powers. Nunez, Salazar.
I'll find out.
Regalado. All these guys are fairly new to the sport, Brad. We talk about the ascent of the big three. These guys, Mark Powers has been here. Mark's the old guy who we're here today.
I know, but this is kind of overhanging like a tree.
5 finals to his one national championship. This is fifth.
Right, but the youth movement in our sport is here in the men's game. Alvin Regalado, he's 24 years old. Jose Salazar is 29. Mark Powers, the old kid on the block, 33.
Mark, it's a left.
Guillermo Nunez, 28. So if I had to give my nod to either team here, Brad, I'd like to make bold picks when we start the match.
You are bold, Patty.
So I'm going to pick Powers and Nunez for one reason.
They're older?
Mrs. Powers is here.
Oh, Denise Powers. She won't be here for long if they start losing games. As soon as they start losing games, Denise Powers will be walking around the facility. She won't be anywhere near the stadium court here. So we're clear.
She's a nervous mom, but all joking aside, just so fun for Mark to have the support of his mom out here. And I always think if you've got your mom showing up, that's got to give you an edge.
Well, that's a good point, and it's I don't know if there's any scientific basis for that, but I like it.
we'll just go with I like it. So this is going to be a fascinating match. I know Powers and Nunez to spend a little time with their friend Jim Kaufman, and just to kind of work on a few things that they're going to need throughout this match. And I know they've seen some film. I know they're all going to be expecting to be out here a long time. I mean, the thing about Alvarado and Nunez, all these players can miss. How you're going to get these guys to miss and when you're going to pull the trigger on this stuff, I expect there's going to be a lot of transition. If you're not able, I think Mark Powers may think he can carve some balls into Salazar's screen and really work them over a bit, but it didn't happen yesterday in the semifinals, and it didn't happen the day before with Tyler Frazier, and that's Tyler Frazier, Stephen Mitchell and Johan Durant hitting overheads, and it hasn't happened yet. So they're going to be out here for a while.
Yeah, so you think this is not going to be explosive. It's going to be, they're going to wait to see who gives something up. The four of these guys are so unbelievably good, so athletic. The gets that these guys make, I just watch in awe. But I think that, the more explosive they are, it's dangerous in a way because of the athletic ability on the other side of the net at every turn. And, their athleticism makes them, allows them to just make unbelievable gets. They never miss screens. They pick up those drop shots, their court coverage, just phenomenal to watch. So it's going to be a fascinating thing to see how this plays out in this match. And everybody talks about how the game is changing so much transition game. We'll see if that's the case here in the final.
Oh, I think we'll see a ton of transition today, because one of the things that Regalado and Salazar do so well is they kind of just mosey around the net, but they're so long in reach, they sort of see when you're going to hit it and they close in. And when they know you're going to rip it, they just kind of drift back and they just go get it. They don't put themselves in a position to miss. But to your point before, where you don't think I didn't mean to say it won't be explosive. I think it will be in moments, but I think they're going to have such a hard time winning points that it's going to be more along the lines of they're going to realize that we're going to have to dial it back a little if we try to be too explosive, too fast, and don't pick our right spots. The one thing we haven't been able to see that much is, and Regalado and Salazar have done it so well, is they lob so many times that when they drive, you're sort of off the net. They don't drive with enough frequency so you can cut it off.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2024 APTA National Men's Finals. This match will be best 2 out of 3 sets, win by 2 in the 3rd set. To my left, who is warming up in the juice court from Connecticut, Jose Salazar. And his partner in the ad court from New Jersey, Alvi Regalado. To my right, warming up in the juice court from New York, Guillermo Nunez. And his partner in the ad court from New York, Mark Powers. Nunez Powers won the toss and elected to receive.
They've got their team shirts on, Brad.
They do. Regalado. They've been wearing those all year. They're going with the burgundy today. They got them in multiple colors. They should. If they win this, they might start selling them. People, there might be a call for them on, eBay, any number of sites. Maybe Fusion will pick them up.
Players are ready.
All right, here we go. Alvi Regalado to serve. Now their serves, he just kind of lays it in and trusts in his volleys. I expect there'll be a lot of this. You're right, the transition, he's not going to force it. And we all believe yesterday, that as much as it's hard to beat these guys and make them win, it was, I think, important for Durant and Mitchell actually to go back more. Well, he hits the nick right there, and that is one way to win a point.
15.
Beautiful shot. But if they're not having success at the net, putting the ball away, they're going to want to stay back, and I think we're going to see some of that today. It's going to be interesting.
Just like that, I expect to see a lot of pressure applied by the returner serve team and the partner of the returner, like we've seen all year long. I mean, the men's tour is amazing, Brad. 16 stops in the APTA tour. I think 10 or 11 different combination of guys teamed up this year for the different tour events. And, the first season we didn't see Durant and Mitchell kind of control it. They won one tour stop this year.
Yeah, they went to a bunch of finals. It was
busy year for those guys, but you know, they didn't have their typical year of winning multiple tournaments. And Mark Powers played very little of the year. You know, he finished, and they're seated second here because as soon as he got out, he won 2 tournaments in a row, one with Graham McNerney and one with Guillermo Nunez, who he's going to play the Nationals with. Not that that's any of a surprise, but he really just has had a season for about a month to a month and a half now. And it's obviously he's been to 4 finals before, so it's not a surprise to see him here. What we haven't seen a lot of is a good lefty cutter yet against, and I think that could make a difference here. But they've just been so solid, Salazar and Regalado. And what they'll do is they might go to a moment and make an error, but as soon as they do it once or twice, they just go right back into this lockdown. And then if you're going to try and hit a winner like that, you run the risk of missing it.
I did see Nunez working on his cutter yesterday a lot in the warm-up. They were out drilling for about a half hour before their quarter, and I saw him really working on hitting a lot of variety on the overheads. I think you're right. If he had that lefty overhead, could take advantage of that spin, that might be a way possibly to break down these guys.
15.
So Brad, these guys aren't brothers. Someone saw their matching shirts and said, isn't that cute? Brothers are playing in Nationals.
No, they just have cool matching shirts with both of their names kind of hybridized and combined together. You know, we got Salazar and Regalado, and they got Regalazar on their shirts. Oh boy, great move. Good hands just to get that back. Powers is one of the best forehands in the game so far. They've missed the 3 of their offensive takes, 1 cutter, backhand drive and a forehand drive. And that's out.
Game. Salazar Regalado. They lead the first set, 1 game to love.
Brad, so these young guys, the upstarts on the APTA Tour, I mean, what a remarkable season they've had, and I'm just fascinated in watching them, their wisdom, the maturity that they have, the understanding of the game. You know, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, just way back when we were young, I mean, you just didn't see it. If someone hadn't played a ton of tournaments, there was no way they could be competitive, where these guys out there competitive every tournament. They're in basically every semi-final of the tournaments they played. Maybe 1 quarterfinal loss early in the season, but that was about it.
Yeah, I think it's a testament to a bunch of things. One, some of the information. I mean, you many years ago, you know, were a founding member of, like, the PPTA, the Professional Platform Tennis Association. Now there's PTR, and it did such a good job getting information out there. Now there's video, there's live streaming. The ability to learn the information. You know, back when I was starting, you get a call from a top 5 player, and I did. It was like the bat phone rang. You know, it was like they were hiding the information from you. They didn't want you to get good. Now the information's out. Everybody is coaching everybody else and trying to make them better. So these guys who are younger, they don't have to, they actually have information starting off.
Yeah, that's a great point. And that's what makes the sport unique. There's a lot of sharing of intel among players, even among top players in the game, and everybody learns from listening to people like you commentate on the match and talk about maybe just the little subtleties out there that make the difference between winning and losing. Salazar was born in Spain. He lives in Greenwich, Connecticut. He's the pro up at, he's the director at Stanwich Country Club. Played college tennis, Oklahoma University for a year, and then transferred to Arkansas.
Yeah, these guys are all excellent tennis players. He's, I believe, played at Texas Christian, TCU. You know, where players like Cam Norrie, who's on the tour, been in the top 10. Mark Powers was a top 10 junior in the country. Played with contemporaries like Steve, Johnson, who just retired from the tour.
Powers 4 years, #1 player for Yale.
Yeah, this ought to be interesting to see. Right now, they are going to try and, I think, work it this way more, and Nunez is going to do the work. And this cutter in there that's going to swing him around, he's got it so far. Nice job. But look at these guys just keep digging. This is where they excel.
Yeah, Regalado, Salazar played 4 tournaments together, Brad. They played Detroit, where they beat Humphreys Osis Koning in the finals. They beat Broderick Kaler in the semi of that event, and they beat Araya McNerney. So real deal wins back to back to back there. Philly Cricket, they lost in the semis to Durant Mitchell. They avenged that loss clearly yesterday. They won the Baltimore event, beating Murphy and Ong in the finals. They lost semis to Araya McNerney in the Philly Open, but lots of different combinations. Salazar and Nunez played Chicago, lost the semis to Araya McNerney out there. Salazar Nunez won Long Island together. I mean, these guys just seem to be interchangeable with their partners and always coming out really in a strong position at the end of the tournament.
Oh, these are great lobs. I like that lob, that kind of medium-low lob. And against Powers and Hughes, you know, they're not specifically very tall, right? So that low lob that pushes them off, that's going to get them some looks. They're great volleyers, but they will get their looks. And right now, it does look like the long low trying to attack the ball to Salazar is the play through the court long and make him just keep working. And he's digging everyone out. And this is what they do.
And Brad, when Powers and Hughes had their long-time success, you know, all those finals, they have a win in the Nationals, I think in 17?
18, I think it was, yeah.
You know, you saw the emergence of the John Hughes overhead, and, you know, Powers, incredible overhead himself, but there is an advantage having the opportunity to let that lefty swing away and get the ball moving in a different direction. And I think you're right, that's key if he can go after Salazar on into that deuce court.
Yeah, there's going after him, and as we're doing all this commentary, the point's still going on. So he's clearly getting them back, right? You know, at this point, I haven't seen anyone actually in this tournament here be able to do any damage right now to either one of these guys.
No, just rock solid. Brett, I think you could go make a sandwich. You could make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and come back. This point might still be going on.
Oh, give me a little more credit than that. I can do better than peanut butter and jelly. Come on, baby.
Yeah, but what's better than peanut butter and jelly?
Well, you make a point there. That is an error, and that is exactly what they're looking for. The long, deep ball, not the down-up overhead, but the long ball through the court in there. And he made 80 of them. And it took the 81st one that kind of got near the crease to actually force the error. And it's 30-love. And we're going to see this thing kind of repeat itself time and time again. That's a rip. And this is what they do so well as well. They just are actually seemingly lobbing ball, but they're always ready to drive at the same time. You see it. He's very good, Salazar, at taking his backhand from the middle and flying it into where Mark Powers is right now in the gray shirt, into his alley. He slings it the other way. Oh, Nunez! Body blow right there. I love that shot.
40-love.
Quick little hook forehand. What a terrific ball. And right now, Nunez spin actually making a little bit of difference in that game.
Score is 1-all.
It is, and I don't want to say Powers and Nunez were looking ahead, but they definitely, you know, were thinking about this as a potential matchup that, you know, they needed certain shots out of that deuce court from Nunez, and, you know, this is a big spotlight on these guys, and none of them I expect to back down.
Yeah, that's the ball they're going to use, longer through the court. I expect Nunez to keep taking these, though. This is the move that they're going to try and do. And it was kind of a signature play from Hughes and Powers as well. It worked for them really well for a variety of reasons. You know, Powers is a little better at the shutdown volley, like closing off, and Hughes' overhead was extremely explosive. And so this one here, they're going to keep going around. See, he's got to wind around every time, and he's done a good job mixing from one to the other. And they're all, Patty, the long through overhead. And I do not think enough of that was used yesterday by Durant or by Frazier, Durant Mitchell or Frazier.
Explain that again, Brad, the long through overhead. What do you mean by that?
Instead of hitting the ball, there's lots of places you can hit it. Instead of hitting it down over the top and having the ball land inside the service line, they're letting it drop a little more. He's cutting around the ball, and it's landing deep in the court, so it's traveling low through and shooting off to the side. And that's the one you want to use against them. You do not want to bounce the ball up. They're exceptional at hitting the ball downward. And there you go. Powers, one of the most explosive forehands in the game. I'm not sure Nunez wanted to stay there that long, but he loves the engagement, Nunez.
He does. Oh. He's like, bring it my way. He welcomes those interactions.
He loves the engagement.
15,
he wants
30.
the blitz. He wants to be moving forward, and he's very good at it.
Brad, I don't think there's a weakness in any player on the court. It's phenomenal, the skill level
15-40
with both teams here.
Yeah, they're bringing the goods right now, and they're actually forcing the errors, and that's a great shot. They're picking their spots. The long spin overhead's making a difference. So what about one of our great sponsors, Patty?
Hey, Brad, Aon is so proud to be a title sponsor of the APTA Nationals. Aon exists to shape decisions for the better. We provide our clients with advice and risk and human capital solutions. It gives them the clarity and confidence to make better decisions to protect and grow their businesses. Aon is in the business of better decisions.
Yeah, it was great. We had Garrett Lang in here yesterday for a little interview talking about Aon and all they do. So it's an absolutely perfect day at the Country Club, and they really did an amazing job out here. They had some fun stuff going on before. They got music blaring in between on the changeovers. They did a T-shirt giveaway between the sets. It's got kind of an atmosphere of like a mini, Super Bowl type of thing, or.
Yeah, great setup. I mean, you crushed me in cornhole the other day.
I believe it was the other way around, but thank you, Patty. It was.
I think
it was something I hope we never talked about again, and honor demands that I tell it as it is. Embarrassing defeat, but it was to a Hall of Famer. So.
Well, Brad, we each took.
Are you in the Cornhole Hall of Fame as well?
We took 30 shots each. I made one.
The honest truth is, I didn't stretch beforehand. I don't think it was really a fair contest. So.
Yeah, your warm up. I was a little suspect of your warm up on that one. So here's Mark Powers serving. Up 2-1, finals of the national championship at the Country Club in Brookline, Massachusetts. What are the other facilities that this amazing club has, Brad? I think we took a walk around the grounds. Took us a long time. Indoor tennis, hard-true.
Yeah, 5 indoor tennis courts that we saw, and amazing curling facilities. Got to be one of the best in the country. Not that I have first-hand knowledge of all the curling facilities. It's a really, truly an amazing separate building with 4 beautiful lanes. I asked a gentleman there, his name is Greg Eisenhower, who's the director of curling here, if they've ever had Olympians. He said back in '32, but not recently. And people, when I got in this morning, there was a whole crew bringing their curling gear out here, whole family. It looked like a blast.
Brad, we've been invited to play in a game tonight at 7 p.m. Do you think we can play, or will this match still be going on?
No, I think this match will be over, and I will be gone. So I appreciate the invite.
I got to play singles?
You're going to play I don't know if there's a thing as curling singles, but yes. Oh, that's slippery. Flip forehand with a continental. He's got a full Western type forehand, but he's very good using that off the screen. Now you see him switch it to there. Big offense. But the variety of offense there, from the quick slap forehand with the continental where you think he might be lobbing, and then he switches his grip over to the big topspin. That's really incredible, impressive. Very explosive in the quickness there too. Yeah, I was talking to, as I mentioned, they did some work with Jim Kaufman, who's also a Yale tennis player back. They're missing a few balls. This is the most balls that I've seen them miss. And in fairness, some of them because the Nunez and Powers are putting an extra degree of pressure on them. But they got them a little rattled right now. But in working on that pushover that you just saw before from Nunez at the right time, one of the things they've been working on to be able to get position. Their volleying is so good that if they just push it and get into position, they're going to make 90% of their volleys.
Brad, 2 clubs in the country with curling. Right here, the Country Club. Name the other one.
Oh, Exmoor. How about that?
Mike Raleigh, running Team Nationals, first weekend in April.
That's great. And the lefty spin
40-15.
is the something that they haven't seen that much of. And it's making a difference. Great job.
You called it on the onset, Brad, and I think that's spot on. Nunez is really can impact these guys, and you're right. You know, I've seen these guys play, you know, a couple tournaments this year, and I don't see them miss much. But I haven't seen them play against, you know, that many lefties who really go after them with that variety of spin.
Well, John Hughes no longer playing. I mean, he was one of them. Who were the other lefties with that amount of spin? I mean, Broderick has a pretty good spin overhead. I don't know that they've even played each other this year, though. Or what? Did they play Broderick and Kaler?
I'm not sure they did.
Yeah, and then, but it's not like there's 100 of them.
Right.
You know, Eric Weskin is spin overhead, but he's not. It's not specific. You know, like the thing that you would know him for. He's got more great athleticism, offense on both sides. And they're using the right one, which against these guys is the one that goes longer through the court. And the one thing these guys do though is they will get into a lockdown mode where their lobs will start to get better. They'll keep working it. But I love how Nunez is able to sling the ball both sides, and he's holding the same grip, and then he can fly it right over to Regalado, and it looks the same. It's just an extra dimension. All right, that's a great shot there, and he definitely turned him around and got him spinning a little bit there.
3-1.
Great start for Nunez and Powers, Batty.
Phenomenal start for tournament number 2 seed. Regalado and Salazar actually ranked 4 in the country. Like we said, late season, you know, hookup from Nunez and Powers here, so they haven't played that many tournaments at all. But the individual points, Nunez had a great year with a lot of different partners, and so they accumulated, you know, in the past year enough ranking points where the two of them paired up, you know, enough points to become the number 2 seed for this national championship.
Yeah, it's actually very interesting how that worked out, because a lot of it also, you know, and Mark Powers came out and he won those 2 tournaments right in a row to just vault his points right back. He hadn't played at all, so he had lost a whole bunch of points at last year's Nationals still on it. But them winning those tournaments, and also Regalado and Salazar and Nunez having such success, was taking points away from other players. So it just kind of, players like Assis Koenig and Humphreys, who had a great year last year, they didn't have as many points as they did even from the last year, so it kind of created a situation where those guys allowed to be second seeded here, and deservedly so.
Did you see that move from Nunez? As soon as Salazar went, took his paddle back, he kind of read the play and kind of scoots over. He'll block a decent amount of screens over there on that deuce court, Brad, compared to a lot of players, from what I've noticed so far.
Great play there, and terrific hands from all players.
And that's the Powers volley. We've seen that for years with John Hughes, where, you know, the guy pulls the trigger from the deuce court, and Powers just has phenomenal hands and can cut off that volley before it can impact his partner.
Coming along wide. There it is. And we did not see any of that yesterday, and definitely the lefty spin action and their ability with the lefty to attack both the right and the left side is making a massive difference.
15-40.
And I wouldn't even think Powers yet is working even on full cylinders with his forehand yet. He's missed a few of them. He's made a bunch, but Listen, it's that constant. He's got to turn, spin, and get the ball maybe 6 inches off the ground. It's one after another. And yesterday, all we saw was frustration from the teams playing against Regalado and Salazar. There you see a little Regalado, a little frustrated on that forehand.
Brad Volley would like to thank the APTA, tournament host clubs, players and pros for an amazing 23-24 season. With over 1.3 million balls thrown this year, Volley creates a community to connect pros and players while giving users personalized performance insights to track progress and improve their game. Download the Volley app now by searching Volley Racket in your app store. For more information, visit getvolley.com/get-started. We'll see you next season on the courts.
So, Patty, you've had an amazing career as a professional and a teacher, and mentored a lot of people. Have you fed 1.3 million balls in your career, do you think?
My right shoulder would say yes. What does your right shoulder tell you, Brad?
I'm way behind the volley machine, so they're way up on me. 1.3 million balls, it's amazing, actually. And that's just a testament actually to the capabilities of the volley. It actually tells you how many balls have gotten thrown. It'll do all those things for you.
Yeah, it's a great tool, and it can even mimic lefty overhead spin. I think the more people find out about the volley machine, the more it will be utilized to get a look at shots that you don't often play against, and just get the repetition in to give people much more confidence.
Love 15.
Wow, that was tough shot, just a little bit long. And for a quick jab drive to catch him off guard, but tough from lower than that.
Really impressed with the teamwork of Power and Nunez here. They seem crystal clear. There's no doubt. Very, early recognition of who's going to hit the next ball, and like a lot of it, you see Powers just getting out of the way here and just letting that lefty, Guillermo Nunez, do his thing on the overhead. And Nunez, I'm so impressed with his variety, spins on the overhead, the placement of his overhead. And Nunez just seems unfazed by everything. Doesn't matter what shot comes his way. He's just such a high-level rackets player. He seems to handle it all effortlessly. When this match started off, Brad, you made a comment about how Salazar and Regalado can kind of hang back, look like they're almost defensive, and then pull the trigger offensively. Now I feel like they're feeling a little bit more defensive now, Brad, because of the success of the Nunez overhead here. Well, there's the rib from Salazar. That's got to make him feel a little better.
Right now, the biggest thing that Salazar and Regalado were able to do this whole weekend was shut down everybody's offense. They don't have an answer yet for the lefty overhead, and you were remarking how easy it is for Powers. He's been playing lefties this whole time. He knows it well, and it's a great combination for him. And also their ability to attack both sides is actually, really useful. And Nunez is slinging it from left to right a little bit when he feels he's got them off balance. He'll cut this one in, go wide. He's going to do it there again, but then that's going to spin almost out. I thought that was going to go wide, but it didn't. Good variety. There's a side screen.
We talk about another lefty with wicked spin, Chris Humphreys, director at Short Hills Club. He's got some nasty combinations as well. Diane Brown wanted to make sure we didn't leave him out of the conversation. Takes us a while, but we're getting to Chris. Brad, I know that I've said many times I'm president of the Mark Powers fan club. One of the reasons is when he's not one of the taller guys out there. This is not one of the tallest team we're seeing, the back of Powers and Nunez, but I'm so impressed by both these guys, but I've always seen Powers and been in awe of just his ability to handle. He misses the low volleys, you know, when he's well off the net, just really effortless in his response to those killer drives typically.
Yeah, that was a great drive there from Regalado. They set it up perfectly, kind of a medium height deep lob. I actually love them using that sort of medium ball that travels quickly back. They're not going to be able to cut it as well, and it'll push them back behind the service line. If they can start doing that, stop the attack from Nunez and Powers, they can get right into this thing. Haven't managed it yet. No.
Love 40.
He changed his mind. I thought he was going inside out over to that deuce court to Salazar, and then tried to bring it back toward Alvy's corner there.
Right, and this is sort of like the effect of them committing to keeping it play. Eventually you do sort of overplay one. And that time he was moving back and hitting a hard roller off his heels. They get the error, and they get one or two of those, and then they start locking it down, and it becomes tricky. They start winning points, and they start rolling over, and you start to feel the errors you're making. That's a great placement on the lob. These lobs, perfect. They're lobbing much better here.
Game. Salazar, Regalado.
Good game.
Nunez Powers lead the first set 4-2.
You know, and in that point, you saw 2 attempts by Nunez. He made the first one on a high ball over his backhand, and you know, we probably won't see him hit that shot much more in the future.
Yeah, he's got to let that go, Patty.
Yep.
And just transition back to the backcourt. They lose nothing that way. Even if he makes that ball, they're going to lose the net anyway, because the next ball is going to be an easy drive 90% of the time from their opponents. So it's no point in actually even doing it.
Brad, back in 1935, when Clifford Couch and Sumner Kilmarks won the men's national championship
Love 15.
over James Henson and Charles Olahorn, 3 out of 5 sets. 4-6, 6-4, 6-3, 2-6, 9-7 in the 5th set. It wasn't until 1989 that they shortened play and went to 2 out of 3 sets. I'm thankful to the people who thought to change from 3 out of 5.
Love 30.
Yeah, we don't know the full format, though. Was it just one match? Back in those days, sometime a champion would, or was it a full tournament? Like 7 matches? That's the next piece of the puzzle I want to know.
I'm not sure we're going to get people to chime in who can answer that question.
Might be right, Patty. That's a great ball into the crease. Not a help call, though. A little confusion there. Mark Powers could have had that one. They weren't in sync on it. Powers trying to be a little tricky with that backhand, taking some risks. Can be a good play. Soften the guy up enough. But they just had a love 30 lead, and they just kind of gave him right back. And now it's a possibility of 4-3 here, and it's a big difference. And that's out. 4 quick errors in a row from Powers Hughes. They let that one slip.
Lead the first set 4-3.
And Regalado and Salazar are still down a break, but they're right there now.
Mark. New ball.
Regalado teaches at Orange Lawn, South Orange, New Jersey. Mark Powers is not a teaching pro. Nunez is up in Pelham. And Salazar up at the Stanwich Club in Greenwich.
All right, Patty, now this is interesting. Powers Hughes, they did the one thing you don't want to do against these guys. They start making the errors, and the way they feast on you is they get you to make a couple of loose ones, and then they lock it down a little bit. They're still behind, so Nunez and Powers, this is a big hold here for Powers. But that game right there up at love 30, a few misses they would definitely want back.
That's Mark Powers serving. Guillermo Nunez right there in the screen. If you couldn't figure that out by the the block letters on the back of his shirt. I like that. That comes in handy for the viewers at home, Brad.
I like a lot. There's a lot of uniforms out there. There's a lot of uniforms back in our day. Did you have the Patty Hogan shirt?
Not at all.
Patty Hogan trading card, the whole thing, the playing card. Statistics on the back. Tough chase, good play. It's going to make him do it again.
Yeah, we're back to the matchup at the start of the match where Nunez went after Salazar over there. And that's where, Brad, what do teams do if this continues to be a problem? What do you see some teams do to try to avoid that matchup?
You mean where Nunez is attacking Salazar?
Yeah.
Constantly, they can try to switch, but these guys don't. They're very comfortable on their sides.
Right. Well, that's where I was going with that. You'll see some teams switch on the baseline.
Right.
I saw Christian and West switch yesterday because they can handle someone's spin, better with them in different courts than where they traditionally play as a team. But you're right. I haven't seen Regalado and Salazar ever pull that move.
And they switch back right away, too. They're going to bail here. They're not going to bail. Shocking there. I'm not sure the reason not to bail there.
30-15.
To me, the percentage is much better going back and just playing it from the backcourt. They can win back there as well. Certain plays.
I think he didn't want to bail there because he just wanted to see if he could make it. I feel like that's a big element of his game at this point. He doesn't have the long-term memory of, this is when I should bail, this is when I shouldn't.
Maybe.
He just kind of stands there and it's like, I can make this shot on a tennis court, I can make it on a paddle court.
Well, we've seen these things from great players in the past too, like the Juan Arias or even occasionally the Johan Durants, where they decide, I'm going to trust in my hands and I'm going to make this volley even if you stick it at me. And because I can, and that can turn the tide. And we've seen Araya, you come at him and he volleys it right behind you for a winner. So, when you have confidence in your volley like that, I do understand it. I think at this point, you're up in these. They've been up in these last two games, and they're kind of giving one right back. They got to just keep pressing forward. This is where it's going to get dangerous, and that's a helpful miss there, an uncharacteristic one from Salazar. But what's interesting too, you went about what teams can do. You could also lob differently. You find a way to get the lob down line. But when somebody's spinning you in there, it's not so easy to control it all the time. So he's just trying to survive, and so Nunez can keep going. And there he goes, backside, side back. So that's the great one there. He could also do what he did there, which is start blocking. But even then, it can get stressful. They're missing these balls. They didn't miss one of those yesterday.
Powers. They
lead a great hold there for Nunez Powers.
I mean, in a way, they're icing out Regalado here in this match a little bit, Brad. And that was kind of a flat-footed shot because we've seen Regalado and people say, why can't he lob and blitz and do his thing? Well, he's not getting enough touches on the ball to actually create his own offensive opportunities. And Salazar, for the most part, is on defense over in that deuce quarter because of the lefty spin overheads from Nunez.
Yeah, and I think that's absolutely a strategy for these guys, and they're executing it really well right now. He could have had it before, and he thought it would come off that sidewire. Great volley touch there. It was a good move. As soon as Powers went to his forehand, Nunez went to blitz, but volley behind him with soft touch. Great shot. He's looking up at Nunez. Misses the ball. Great blitz.
Right. Phenomenal. Mark Powers return a serve. You look up and you see that royal blue T-shirt coming your way. And it forced a volley error.
Oh!
Holy cow.
Yeah, good dig.
Wow. Mark Powers hitting an overhead, Brad. We haven't said that much in this set.
Well, they're going to get back to this strategy here. This is the shot. This is the play. And that was good. He goes middle first, side back. He's working him. Now the long one through. Yep.
Right, so even though Powers got a couple looks, he did not want to continue taking the overheads. He yielded immediately. He hit one or two just to keep it neutral until they could get the ball back on Nunez's paddle for another overhead into that deuce court.
You are 100% correct, Patty, when you said before they are trying to ice out Regalado. They are absolutely doing that. They're only going to play over there when they think they can just put one in behind him, or they think they got him. Like, we've beaten them up over here, and we're going to sneak one in, you know, like quickly over there. And that's the whole idea. So 15-40 set points here. I mean, 15-30, close to the business end of the set. Powers Hughes playing a really good set, mixing up the spin overheads, and their strategy is perfect at this point. Yeah, here we go, back to it.
Right, so they dump a couple over toward Regalado over in that back court, and then that's it.
Mark Powers is incredible hand. Again, he stays up there, which is, you know, he's bold, and he definitely is bold. And there are aspects of it. I love what a shot from Powers. They're getting a couple leg cords, but that's an awesome forehand. One of the best quick trigger forehands in the game, if not the best. All right, 2 set points here for Nunez and Powers. And there it is.
Game and first set, Nunez Powers.
All right, we are back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APT channel presented by My Paddle.
What I love most about the volley machine is I can come down here and work on my game when I can't find friends.
Volley and I have been dating for several months now, and things are getting pretty serious.
My favorite thing about the volley trainer is to be able to work on the target, contact window, and tool all in my vision.
My favorite shot with the volley trainer is the push volley.
I really love the video feature of the volley machine. That has really helped me improve.
Welcome back to the APTA Tour. We are live from the Country Club in Brookline, Massachusetts, where our number 2 seeds of Powers and Nunez just took the first set 6-3 with just a great display of strategy using the lefty spin overhead to attack. And here we go. Right away in the second set, we see a switch in the backcourt. And we were talking about that, and we were wondering whether they would do that or not. We have never seen them try it, but this is a great idea. Now we'll see if they still go after Salazar over there, or if they're just going to try to work Regalado. So they're going to Regalado too, and they're still committed to the lefty spin overheads, and then he comes back in here.
You know, it's interesting when you see the players, Regalado and Salazar. Regalado's the one, he's an artist out there. You know, you talk about Ana Zabori in the women's game, just the creativity, what they can do, you know, with the shots. And when I watch Alvi this year, I was just floored at the variety that comes off his paddle, his athleticism, his court coverage, everything. The guy's got no weakness that I can see, and he's so creative. So I'm really surprised if they keep it over in this deuce court to Alvi. I would not bring him in the match. They've isolated him out of it. I would put this match on Salazar. So, you know, I wouldn't mind seeing Powers just hit the overheads and go after Salazar into that ad court. We'll see how it plays out.
No, it goes for too much on that one.
Love 15.
So far, a great switch on that first point. Worked to their advantage, and we're going to see this. And that's a great adjustment for those guys, and that's what Regalado and Salazar have been able to do. Make adjustments, make it harder for their opponents to keep winning points. We'll see how this one turns out, although Powers practicing that overhead that he just missed again.
And I love that. It's the repetition. That's what you get from the volleyball machine. You can practice shots over and over, and Powers just failed to execute on that overhead, and you saw him use a lot of leg just in that practice swing, Brad. Just so he knows, you know, he's just got to reinforce the positive at all times, because he's got to make that shot all the time for the rest of this match.
Nunez has spent this entire time, it's the first time he went into the green. He's been inside the court, baiting these guys to come after him and moving up like this, one after another. And he's three of them, and they know it's coming. Oh, they turn around Powers, but he does inside out backhand from the forehand side, which is what you practice all the time.
Absolutely.
Just in case those things happen. Here we go. Let's see if there's the switch again. And now he's carving in here. They're still going to go for Salazar, and that's the idea. And I thought we would see a little more of this. I was actually wanted Frazier and Durant to be hitting low cutters, and then there was a big difference from a lefty cutter to a righty cutter. Because instead of it cutting into the side wire the way it's been doing today, it kind of stays in the middle. What a great close that time from Nunez. And there's the switch again. Putting Regalado's defense on the other side. Now they're going to try to do a little bit more Mark Powers work if they can. Great job by Nunez. He gets tight. He loves the volley. You can see he loves the action. He wants the engagement in every point. Positions himself boldly, wants you to go after him. And they can go after him, but they got to go through his feet. And they're going down in front of him, and that's the worst thing you can do. He's actually looking to pounce on the ball.
30-15.
They haven't really had to do this all year. I think it's a great move. My question is, like, as much as these guys have proven how much they belong here and how experienced they are at such a young age of playing, that's just a great transition ball there. They haven't done this a lot. So switching to the other side, even hitting forehands from that different angle for Regalado, it's just a different animal.
Yep. And to have to try it for the first time in the finals of the national championship.
Yeah.
It's pretty daunting. But they got to do something. They've got to throw something else at Powers and Nunez here.
You know, it was clearly they were getting stuffed by those attacking overheads. And then not only that, you know, they volley so well too. That's a great move, good scramble. And can't get that one. That's just a well-placed ball from Regalado.
40-30.
Really smooth swing, just straight ahead. Perfect pace, so tough to get it off that screen.
Yeah, a lot of Regalado's creativity that you're talking about also comes from his, he just has great hands. He can put pace on quickly, takes it off. He's got a really good drop volley. If he's ready for it, they're spinning him around again even. Here he goes. This is the move that's really been working. Now he's going to go to the side wire and back. Wow. Totally just washing machines him. He's spinning around, and that's a great job.
1 game to love. Nunez Powers won the first set 6-3.
Right, and because of the variety of the Nunez overhead, you know, you see Salazar, is he cheating in? Does he cheat in and try to cut the ball off? But then when he does, Nunez comes at him with a different kind of spin.
Yeah, no, and this specifically, as much as I was incredibly impressed with Regalado and Salazar, and this match is clearly not over by a long shot, but the one thing I thought would be able to happen as they're trying to march through the Nationals is I thought somebody would be able to do this to them, to sort of carve them up a little bit and get them working, and nobody was able to.
Yeah,
not Tyler Frazier, not, you know, Durant, not Mitchell, and, you know, this is the first time we're seeing it. And I thought it was going to happen. I think it was a variety of people weren't using the right overhead. And I just think this lefty spin's making a huge difference. But we talk about, and you mentioned it before, how great Humphrey's overhead is. But they played each other like 5 times this year. And Salazar Regalado pretty much won every one.
Yeah, they did.
You know, so like, they clearly weren't able to do it like this either.
I think it was a different kind of overhead that Chris hits than what Nunez hits.
Well, he can hit this one that spins inside out, and then but then you can see him, he's going right to the side screen again. And he brings it to the other side. And it's just great work.
Love 30.
You see him ended up walking off to the door. He was like, Powers, that one's yours. And then, of course, the lob went out.
Yeah, a lot of frustration here.
Yeah, making him uncomfortable.
I go. Yep. Watch it. Yep.
And there is some sun out there. It's worse for the righty. Not on this side. There's no sun on the side. On the side that Regalado and Salazar are on, if you're at the net and you're right-handed, there is definitely sun in your face when you're hitting it. And that's the other great thing that Nunez and Powers have. Nunez can take the overheads, and they have no problem with the sun on either side.
Did Mark Powers and Nunez get John Hughes to come to town and have John help Guillermo with his overhead, because he's got that feel going here for me.
He's working a ton of great overheads. I think John Hughes, the reason why he's not here, he's got too many things going on with the kids, and he had an amazing career. 4 finals, 1 championship, incredibly athletic, probably bled more than anyone else. Always in the tournaments, he would be on the ground at some point. Oh, what a shot there. Handcuffs Powers completely up in his chest.
15-30.
Great ball. Not exactly sure. What is he saying there? Is it booyah? Is it like Stuart Scott? You know, booyah. But Spanish isn't that good. But they're doing such a good job using Powers. I expected we were going to see 100 ball points all the time, and we haven't yet because they're doing such a great job applying pressure.
15-40.
And they're getting to the net. And the format that Regalado and Salazar were using, people were getting frustrated trying to do more, and then they would make an error. Then they would get a point from there and a point from a drive, and then they would just sort of keep working it through. Powers Hughes, they just keep on the attack, and they're not the ones missing. He's working these overheads from side to side. And there's a real finisher from Powers. The backhand cut slash brings it into the net, and he was still only about a foot from it. But watch this thing here. Take his backhand, open it up, slice right underneath the back of the ball, about 6 o'clock, straight back. Too good. That's it. I don't think he could even stop himself before he hit the net. That's just awesome. And that entire thing set up with the spin overheads. They can't control their lobs. To ya. All right. Well.
To ya, not boo ya.
I don't know.
Whatever.
I was just giving a shout out to Stuart Scott, old great commentator.
It sounded like booyah to me as well, Brad. So Mark Powers serving up 2-love. Second set, men's national championships at the Country Club in Brookline, Massachusetts. Phenomenal game plan. Beautifully executed thus far from Powers and Nunez.
Yeah, they're not switching back yet. That's interesting.
Love, 15.
Tricky little ball he goes for there. Tries the on-the-rise forehand roller. Could have caught him off guard and would have set up more drives after, but high-risk ball doesn't make it. First roller I think we've seen from Nunez. Cutter's been devastatingly effective. I don't expect him to keep trying rollers when he can just keep cutting it. And we talked about them having the ability to maybe lob the ball lower and deeper and keep him back there. They just haven't been able to string enough together. There was like one point where he had Nunez flying for that backhand overhead, remember? But the control's been strictly the other way around.
Right, the advantage, as we all know, with that lefty-righty is you can have either option for, coverage of the lobs from that deuce court player, and you can handle that. And I think that's where I like that when Salazar did get a couple of those lobs that forced a high backhand from Nunez.
15
That was about the only thing that I didn't see Nunez handle really well.
Well, on that point there, they switched in the backcourt again, and that time Powers was going after Salazar again in the side. And that ball, I think, is wide. But
30,
they're making them uncomfortable, and uncomfortable enough where they're missing their drives. When they get in the other rhythm, everything's so much more high pressure. Oh boy, great job, 40-15 there.
15.
Just struggling right now. Find a way to defend, because that's sort of where the basis of their game starts with. The ability to not miss.
I go switch. I go. Hey, yeah.
There you go. You go. You go. You go. You go. You go. You go.
You know, you look at Salazar, he's been, you know, kind of attacked a lot throughout the match, obviously. And he still looks like such a cool, calm customer over there. And, you know, he waits for the shots. And something like that is what we've seen him do all year. Comes around and just has that quick trigger and pulls off an offensive shot. They just let it go through. Took the net back right away.
Yeah, there's still, I mean, that was Nunez going to work a little on Regalado there in the deuce, but they're doing a perfect job. And when they do give the guys a strike, they're still holding the net because they're just letting it go through and then right back at them. So Power starts to work on Salazar over there in the deuce in the ad court. See, I expected to see this all the time. And they've just done such a good job putting the pressure on. And once they start the pressure, that time he got him. Great play there. Yeah, he gets him. Thumbs up there. That's a great ball.
40-30. I mean, what athleticism to come up with that shot, Brad. I mean, Nunez loaded up, hit it, and just effortlessly. Regalado, you know, came out of that corner.
There's a switch in the backcourt again. Great spot there. Perfect place on the forehand.
Oh, beautiful shot.
Oh,
what a get.
What a get. Again, though, he presses himself in. He loves staying inside the box. Watch, he's going to move in. Yeah, as soon as he gets a chance, he's going to spend as much time in the blue as he can. Right, inside the court. There he goes. And he keeps baiting them to go after him. He wants it. Here he goes again. Nunez constantly on the prowl. He's forcing them. And what that does too is if they go after and they bounce it up, he gets it. And or they keep it away from him, they might have to speed it up to go over to Powers. And then Powers is sitting there with a huge forehand.
How many lobs have we seen Powers and Nunez play from beyond the service line? Not very many.
Not many at all. When they got their 3 games in that first set, they definitely were lobbing a little better and getting them back about where Powers was there. But otherwise, they've been able to mostly control Nunez. A lot of control with the overhead. They definitely have a game plan of playing the ball longer. This has been a better strategy for him, though, since they've moved him over and put the Salazar into the ad court, because they still want to attack mostly with the Nunez overhead. Now the defense has been a little better from Regalado for sure, and that's huge because it just gives them more chances, right? But
yeah, he sets that paddle low and early on those spin shots, and he's handling him pretty well here.
Yeah, he's handling him
like
great.
that. Yeah, he's not missing.
Yeah, this has made a huge difference. I'm surprised. Now they should, yeah, there you see him now. Power's gonna try to go to work, and I think this is the play now. Power's gonna have to start hitting more overheads.
Yep.
They still want to go after Salazar, and you can see, oh my goodness! Should have probably bounced it. He thought he could have gotten some there getting quick. A bounce cutter would have been the shot there, but I guess he just misread it. So Deuce here, great job getting it back to Deuce, and that's really what the defense does. I mean, there was no point that Regalado and Salazar hit a shot that was controlling or even, you know, offensive. But they get the point by staying in it long enough, and now they got the break point.
Advantage, Regalado Salazar.
Wow, you see Powers, little frustration coming in. He's bumming about that shot he missed before. I think he didn't know where Nunez was on the court, and I think he was uncertain and, you know, changed his mind at the last second. And that's why he missed the shot.
That's going to be a tough one. Great dig. Yeah, this would be an amazing break for those guys because they need a little energy, get a game, fight back from 40-15 down. Their defense is improving. They got a strategy they're working with, switching sides of the court, and so far it's been extremely useful, just even in their ability to stay in the point, which is something, Patty.
Yep, and what you said earlier about their ability to just put a million balls in play. They can play this strategy really, really comfortably.
Oh, this is when they get good. They make it tough for you. Then you press, or they will take a look. They're good at driving the ball. They have great drives. But they usually soften you up with 100 of these first, get you off the net, and then they quick drive you and a quick blitz you, and they're ready to go. They look like they're just standing there. They're actually ready to hit the ball in a heartbeat.
Right. They kind of play possum back there, and they kind of try to lull you in a little bit.
And this right here, this is exactly, now these guys are tired of cutting the ball in there. Now they're just pushing it back. This is exactly what these guys want. Get it into this zone. And now they do a little picking off because, like a little push drive there, because it doesn't matter. Nobody on the net. Oof, right on the line. It was a great move there from Salazar.
Yeah.
Oh, he misses that drive. It's a good look, but at that point, much better for Regalado and Salazar. They're finding a space here where they're getting into the points a little bit longer. If they can somehow squeak out this game.
But big sigh of relief right there for Nunez Powers.
Yeah, get it to deuce. It's almost the mental energy of being up 40-15 too, and then making a couple of loose little errors like a fault in that easy ball that he kind of, I guess he just misplayed it. The honest truth is he didn't see where it was going. I always love that. Powers does that flip volley almost better than anyone in the country. He just, it's like you think he's going to let it go, and he just sticks his hand out. Great touch. Oh, good block, and then the quick move. Powers covers. And all these things that are happening, you know, Nunez, good move there. Powers is used to that stuff from his time playing with Hughes. Hughes was constantly looking to blitz forward too. Their coverage of each other is something Powers very, very familiar with. So the stuff is pretty seamless for him. Playing with a lefty who wants to be moving forward like that. Great blocks. That block lob stealing time, pushing him back, leads to an easy drive for Powers. Now they're back up. Here's where they've gotten better. Lobs are going in. Before we saw one spin overhead after another. Now they're starting to just kind of a little less. Ooh.
See, I like that little addition of that chip on the low ball that Albie's hitting there from that deuce court. You know, just kind of get some shots low, and obviously if they're low, you're not going to face an overhead. It's dangerous because they can drop you on a dime if they're in close if you hit that off-speed ball, but I like that Regalado's throwing that low ball in here.
Yeah, it makes them close back in, and it works for them once they're able to establish this type of rhythm where they're lobbing them off. These guys aren't attacking on the constant attack. Now it's like they're off the net, hanging around. Here we go, this is good attack, and see if they can get a few more here. But since they've made this switch, the ability to get these guys moving a lot less. There's a bail. I love it. Nunez, he just does not bail. He's like, I will stay here. And he's committing to a spot on the court, which is also great. Oh, what a great lob. He's holding it well. Oh. Can't reach for that one. He's got to let it go through. They were off balance. Really well played point by Regalado and Salazar.
Advantage, Regalado, Salazar.
Yeah, but if you're Powers, you see your partner Nunez not back off in the volley. So, Powers is 3/4 deep. No brainer to let that ball go through. But he wanted to see if he could make a hands play on that volley.
That's going to get hit.
Salazar's becoming more comfortable, Brad, isn't he?
Well, they can't attack him this well. The lefty was killing him. And so far, Powers has a good overhead, but he's not getting the same he's not putting him in the washing machine as much. He's twisting him around. So he's feeling more comfortable. Yeah, and these guys are getting into it now. This is exactly where they want to be. Got these points to be more manageable.
Right, they were so frustrated in that first set, but I mean, I love the change of court, and they look really relaxed, even though they're down 2-0. I feel like it's closer than that, Brad, right now.
Oh, they've completely changed this match. They were up 2-0 quickly, and here now they're playing enough balls, and they get that break, and that is huge for them.
Powers Nunez are leading the second set 2-1. They won the first set 6-3.
Thanks to another sponsor, Labor, your strategic talent partner for technology transformation. Through Labor's strategic partnerships, the firm offers a range of talent services spanning advisory, niche staff augmentation, and executive search. All right, the crowd's getting into it. You know, the crowd here at the Country Club in Brookline, they came out because they were hoping to see their former pro for 10 years or 15 years, Johan Durant, Stephen Mitchell play. They got picked off by these guys yesterday in an amazing semifinal play. Great win for Regalado and Salazar. And here they are in, their first final of the national tournament. The first year they probably, you look at Salazar to start the season, Brad. He didn't even qualify, had enough points to play in the main event for the Montclair Open, and instead played in the next tier event, the NRT ranking tournament held there, and he won that, and he was off and running, and everyone knew he was the real deal.
Yeah, absolutely, and incredible move to make that switch at the net. It allows them to play defense properly, and now they're into a rhythm where they're playing the kind of paddle they want. I expected them to do more, trying to attack Salazar the whole way, and so far they haven't been able to do it as well once they moved him out there. The Nunez overhead was doing more of that really extra spin damage. So great job for them. Here's the switch in the backcourt again, and what a difference. And this is exactly, we just brought up Johan Durant, newly minted Hall of Famer, widely considered greatest of all time. In his first Nationals win, we were actually doing the same thing to him in the round of 16, except we were attacking relentlessly into the deuce court against his partner Jerry Albrechts, and we won the first set easily. They switched, and that's kind of when Johan realized he can become Johan. We couldn't attack them as well to the ad court, and they won the next two sets.
You and Alex Panchula?
Yeah.
Did you guys have a team name?
No. Really wasn't a thing back then.
30-15.
It's never too late. You can name yourselves now, Brad.
Like a posthumous team name? Or like, it seems a little, it's very sad. It seems very sad.
I'm sorry, Brad. I didn't mean to make you have a sad moment.
Oh, look at those hands! That's insane. Nunez, he's so brazen. He's right up there. Look at this play. Great replay here from our producers. Watch him, he's back. And he comes in on that ball. It's crazy.
40-30.
He's brave.
Very unexpected, the stuff he does. Chance here for 2-all, though. They've really done a great job, Regalado and Salazar. They're going to switch as soon as they can. There it comes. Oh, wow, good hands. Nunez should use that one that he slides across at him some more and still go back in there to Salazar. Good block. Oh. Amazing close there. Powers just got to let his drop a little more, and he's got to get it through the court a little more if he wants to do some damage against Salazar in that ad court.
Score is 2-all, second set. Nunez Powers won the first set 6-3.
Now we're seeing the strategy come and play. They got more balls in play, a little bit of forcing now from Nunez and Powers.
Love 15.
Kind of like the women's finals. Personally, it got off to a quick start. Didn't look like Nicolescu and Hallbauer were going to claw their way back, but they were able to do so in the exact same thing. Looks like it's happening out here with a change of strategy from the baseline. Regalado and Salazar have switched, and they're getting Jose Salazar over in that ad court, and it's taken away some of the offensive overhead scheme that was so successful for Nunez and Powers early on.
That is a great move. He's asking if that ball was in because he didn't call it out. He's just curious because he didn't call it out. It goes beyond our screen. We can't see what it was like that. It did look like it had the possibility to be out, but it's a great move there from Salazar. So it's love 30 actually. Fault on the first point, and the momentum is completely shifted here, Patty. They're winning so many points from the net with the attacking ability, overhead ability of the lefty. I think Powers is going to have to drop his overhead a little bit, hit it through the court some more. It's just kind of bouncing down in front of Salazar, and he's able to block it and get it back. But if he makes it go down in there, that's going to work.
So, Brad, in the big clock in the sky, what time do you want Powers to hit that overhead?
15.
Well, the clock would be more about around the ball. I want him to just let it drop more like shoulder level. He's hitting it above his head by about 2-3 feet. Now, a lot of that, he's got to get the right kind of lob, or he's got to get behind it enough. And I want that thing to be coming, maybe not full shoulder level, but close. Oh! I mean, I like that play because he knows he's so close. He's hitting it hard and at him. And he's like, go ahead, Nunez, you're going to get up there. I'm going to rip it at you.
Yeah, Nunez just kept his paddle head way up high there. Rock solid hands, just blocked the ball back.
Yes, so he's hitting that from high. He's going to get those all day long. That's just a push overhead, but now they're getting so many more looks because they're not just scrambling.
Have you ever seen Powers hit a slash kind of overhead?
Yeah, he can do it, but these he's sort of hitting from up top, more down up, and he's bouncing the ball up more. He's got to make it go all the way through. Like Nunez was taking the ball a little bit lower, a little bit more through, and getting more action around the outside of the ball. So when he was hitting it, it was exploding from the center, you know, from that second panel back there into the side screen.
15,
Mark Powers hasn't hit the ball that's going into that back screen and then spinning to the side screen. If he can make that happen, they can get back on the attack. And right now, this is going to be 3 games in a row if Regalado and Salazar could do it, and they have all the momentum, and they've just completely changed this around. So the ball, see, like that's a perfect one to the side. Now he can hit this one, same one again though. Those are down. It's different.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go into his body on the next shot.
It's this one that's going to go there and shoot over. That is game for Regalado Salazar, and they've got 3 in a row and all the momentum right now.
Nunez Powers won the first set 6-3.
In collaboration with the APTA, Fusion is at the forefront of personalized gear and apparel. Backed by a team of seasoned industry experts, Fusion provides exclusive access to high-end products from top-tier retail brands, all poised for customization with your club logo, team name, or corporate branding. Our streamlined approach guarantees a hassle-free shopping experience complemented by custom online storefronts and swift ordering. Visit www.gearbyfusion.com and let Fusion seamlessly weave your branding into elite merchandise.
There's a great shot of the facility there. And Patty, so the shot I wanted to hit once we get a good full court view there is going to be going into the back screen. So you got the center panel, you know, just the one to the right of the center panel, if it's on the top of your screen, it's going to go long into that back second panel. It's got to hit there and then shoot all the way out to the side screen. If Powers can do that, they can get back on the attack. And that was the overhead that was doing 90% of the damage. And you would go from that one, Nunez, to a down cutter into the side screen. That combination was what was doing all the damage to Salazar. They haven't put that combination together since they switched sides to that ad court.
That's Jose Salazar serving. And that's Guillermo Vilas Nunez.
Guillermo Vilas.
That's his middle name. Hitting the return. Brad Alvey and Jose are so young. I mean, 23 years old, 24 years old, 28 years old. These guys, you know, I can't imagine how good they're going to be in a couple more years. It's hard to believe that you can get better than this. They'll keep getting better.
Yeah, you're right. It's pretty impressive because they haven't even added things like cut overheads. In some ways, you know, we talk about spin overheads and things. They can get in your way too, though. There's one. He cuts that one hard down into the side. Gets him a little turned around on that one. Great shot there from Powers. Need to see more of that and just those combinations where they can get in there. Nice move from Powers, sneaky.
See, this is the wall you see at the net. Incredible hands from Regalado and Salazar all year long. Makes it so tough to go through them.
Yeah, absolutely. But Powers has got one of the. He's got the best picking forehand probably in the game. Meaning, hits it here, hits it there, quick spin, fast release, and he gets it through him there. Even though the wall was terrific. What a move there from Nunez.
I mean, that shot shows you a lot about Nunez. Clearly, the guy doesn't back down from anything. He had wide open court, cross court, but he saw straight ahead. He could put the ball down at his feet. He took a greater degree of difficulty shot in a way, forced the volley error.
We just got a text from mentioning Mark Powers' mother, from Denise Powers, Denise Giordano. She says John Hughes is in the audience, coming to and is here supporting Mark. What a total class act, coming down here to see his old partner play. How awesome is that? He actually doesn't live too far away, maybe an hour and 15 minutes, near the Springfield area, around there. It's Enfield, Connecticut. I'm not really sure if it's closer. So great job. He's just really, truly is a class act and a great guy. Definitely miss him out here, but duty of parenthood calls, and life does move on. That's huge. Does get that, and I like that one that he's swinging in there.
Score is 3-0.
Just have to figure out a way to put the pressure back on. Here he goes. He slides this one wide in there, and that's big. It's moving so fast. Pace.
Love 15. All.
Bit of a sneaky overhead from Nunez right there and force the error. You know, you get ready, you gear up for him to load up and hit some wicked spin on you, and the guy takes something off it and force the error.
Oh, what a return there. Great shot.
15-30.
Dave Jelson enjoying a cigar and listening. Miss you here, Dave. Hall of Famer, of course.
Came the other night for a little bit for Johan Durant's induction ceremony.
You think it was a coincidence that he left right before I got there?
You're looking way too deep into it, Brad.
My feelings were hurt, Patty.
That Deb wanted to leave. She was the driver. It was a great dinner. Baird and Mayer, all-time, I mean, 9 national titles together. Steve Barrett and Rich each won national titles with other people. Steve won with his brother Chip. Rich Mayer won one with Bob Kleiner. All-time greats in this sport. Goodspeed Manzinger, 8 national titles together in the men's game.
Ooh, just catches the line there. It's tough over to make from that spot. Here you go, but this is the point that these guys want, the one that's kind of slowing it down. They got it, where they can deal with it. Wow, his hands are ridiculous, but these are the looks they need because Powers is still off the net trying to hit that thing. He's making it ridiculous. Kind of flip forehand volley. He's got the hands for it, but can't make 6 of those. They're able to keep this up. This is their formula right here for Regalado and Salazar. A little better, but mostly just by the act of getting more balls in play and maintaining a balance that, you know, without getting spun around, they're ready. Here it comes again. Ooh. Ooh.
You okay, Brad?
Yeah, it hurt me. Yes,
you took a battering right there.
I felt like I had to protect myself. You're in the booth. Oh, that's just good right there, and that's the point they're going to play over and over again. They manage it with the lobs. They don't get pressured, and then they pick away with great drives.
I love the shot from Salazar to go behind Nunez there. He had a feeling he was going to go to try to cover for Powers, who was way back, and great pickup from Salazar right there. Huge point.
Yeah, he picked his spot beautifully, and you know, Nunez and Powers made about 5 or 6 really good shots prior to that just to stay in the point. You know, and these guys, what a play. Insane turnaround drive there from Nunez. He does so much damage actually with that continental forehand. He has his regular one off the deck. He's hitting it but he's hit 70% of these. Powers faults there.
Game, Regalado Salazar. They lead the second set 4-3.
All right, great
Nunez
job for
Powers
them.
won the first set 6-3.
Yeah, they have really made the adjustment. They've turned the entire match around. They're in it. They're up here in the second set, all due to their strategy changes, and it's allowed them to stay in the point longer and get the looks they need to from the backcourt. And you can see the offense they have. As long as they can move the lobs around and they don't get, you know, pushed out of position, they're doing a great job. It's the formula that let them get here, Patty.
Yeah, and you can watch Alvi. A lot of sign language out there with Jose. They're kind of, you know, they're in this here, and they've figured out something, and they're very comfortable at this point with a 4-3 lead in the second set, but just responding so well to what Nunez and Powers are throwing their way. They're right here. They're looking for 3 sets, no doubt.
Well, they're well on their way. Those changes have made all the difference. The match has a completely different feel to it, and Nunez and Powers right now just got to get a break back to stay in the set.
Brett, I wouldn't say Powers is struggling on his serve, but he's thrown in a couple faults here that just un-Powers-like.
Yeah, he definitely has. It's a long weekend. He uses a lot of leg drive in his serve. You know, I don't know if that's any reason. He looks pretty fresh. They didn't lose a set all the way through here. So I think, you know, everything's manageable. He's just missing his spots with the toss and the leg drive up through it. He hits a very challenging serve, a high energy one. Like you watch Regalado serve, he's kind of more like laying it in the box and sloughing his way in. You know, Powers is actually really exploding up into it.
Yeah, he goes for a lot more on his serve.
And actually, for his size, he gets incredible action into that side wire there. See, now this is where the pressing matters, right? Each point counts so much more now that they aren't getting any. These guys are drying them up.
You know, and Nunez, his strength in that first set was he was pressing so much, like forcing the action, but that's working against him right now.
It is right now, and Powers didn't help him out there at all. He should have lobbed the ball before. Nunez was standing at the net, and Powers hits a little sneaky shot, but easily volleyed behind Nunez. Doesn't make any sense at all. They're kind of they're falling into the trap a little bit right now, Patty.
Love.
This is where Nunez and Powers have to take a little stock too. They got to be smarter, and they're going more into the way they don't want to play here. They got to realize the other guys are playing well. You can't force it through them now. If they don't come up with a strategy to change what's going on there, and the energy looks totally different out there too.
Yeah, I was thinking they need a power bar right now.
Power bar. That's a good one, Patty.
Thanks, Brad.
15 love.
No, you just can feel like the energy is out of them right now, and you see Alvy and Jose over there, and they're totally cool customers, loving the development of this match.
Well, Regalado and Salazar, they found their way into this, whereas Powers and Hughes, now they're trying to figure this thing out. Like, this has changed.
Right.
You know, we were doing this before. None of that's working now, and right now in these last couple games, they're trying to press their way through it. And they're just making bad choices and bad mistakes. You know, and here, now we're going to get into this part where he'll take the luck. That is useful right there. But that's still the perfect point there for Regalado and Salazar. There's no way they're going to make that volley all the time. And now they're starting to push the overheads, and the only combination that I see that's really been able to work, and right now there's been no combination that I've seen that can attack Regalado consistently. All right, but they've been able to get Salazar, but he's starting to read his play over there on the ad court, and the only combination that works is if he can go long to the back with the spinner that goes to the side, and then go into the side with a spinner that bites into the back screen, and that's going to be one after another. Then he's going to get spun around. Other than that, there's been nothing else. And this switch has made all the difference in the world. They're not able to attack that ad court the same way. It takes the lefty overhead out of play a little bit. Oh, just beautiful. The hands.
That's vintage Regalado right there.
That is beautiful. It's like fluffed it by him. And Powers just didn't even see him. Well, he gets out of the way. He's looking back a little. Bump. Oh, boy. What a shot. Yeah, just stuffing balls now. They're feeling it.
And Brad, you know, Salazar's doing a much better job defensively, but offensively, I mean, he's playing lights out here. He's getting so many looks, and he's been taking them, and, you know, now really sort of forcing the play and dictating play over there from that ad court. He's getting so many looks, just pulling the trigger, forehand and backhand.
Yeah, maybe they could try that one where Nunez slings it in there, but he absolutely is. And this might be the look for them down the road because he's just smothering that middle, and they have set point here. All the momentum since 2-love up in the second set going to Regalado and Salazar.
Incredible change of events here. Finals, the Country Club, Brookline, Mass.
I love it. He's like, here we go, drop shot. And he sees the play before it's even coming. He stood right on top of the net. He knew it was coming. Beautifully done. Yeah, Powers Hughes, if they can get this game. At least puts a little scoreboard pressure on. Make them serve it out. That's the key. And what we saw yesterday from Regalado and Salazar was when you can't attack them, you shouldn't be. That was a great shot. I think that actually hit the seam as well. So great shot there from Nunez. When you can't attack them from the net, you're actually better off going back because they will just keep it in play, and then they smash that drive at you quickly. That's out. Deuce. Oh boy. Shocking.
Whoopsie. What green did that land on, Brad? He hit a green here.
Yeah, he might
at the Country Club.
So you're saying he's leading the tournament in greens hit in regulation?
Greens in regulation.
Advantage. Regalado.
Nunez got a slight edge over Powers.
Faulting is definitely coming to the set too. Powers throwing in a couple. Nunez just throws in 2 in a row after, you know, earning that great break point. Now they again set point down. Yeah, I like that one, where he carves it back into Salazar, long and through. Anything that they're hitting down and up is not the shot. See, that might hurt him a little, but see, that's landing at the service line. I want this thing not inside the service box. I want that longer back.
Right, and lower bouncing ball.
Yes,
It's got to be a
lower
deeper hit,
through
Brad. That's what you
back.
That's your wish list for Powers right now.
Yes, but I haven't seen a single one yet.
He's clearly not a good listener.
I don't think he can hear me. All right, a miss there from Regalado. Gets him back to deuce. Power moving up. Oh, that's his move. He's got it in the wheelhouse.
Advantage, Regalado Salazar.
All right, he'll have to shake that one off. It was a great move. He knew it was coming. It was a good lob there from Nunez to set it up. Also wonder against Nunez and Sal if they've seen everything. Everything that they have seen, they've been able to react to and handle. Like Durant and Mitchell, they could never really get him spinning around, so it was hard to make a miss, but they tried everything, hitting it hard at him. You know, trying a few spinners. Then they tried to slow play it. They had an answer for everyone. That's been the best overhead. It's still coming off the Nunez paddle, but he's hitting it again from low and long and through. That's the number one thing they got to start to use. And if Mark Powers isn't going to hit it, then Nunez has got to start sliding it in there. It's still to the, even to the ad court, because I think it's still the better play to go after Salazar, to be honest. But not down up, because Salazar's crushing drives at him if they just put it in front of him.
Right.
I didn't get over that one.
Advantage, Nunez.
But he had a good look at it.
Yeah, it was a great look. It's his look. Oh, slippery. Totally understood his position there. Saw the sneaking player.
Love the prep on that forehand, Brad, from Powers. You just see the paddle waiting. And he just sets it so early, and that's why he's such a phenomenal driver off the deck.
Absolutely, and I think it's actually a great template for anyone out there. You know, there are difference-making shots, and Powers forehand is one of them, and it's because of that quick preparation. It starts in front of him with a close face. That was a great hold there from Nunez and Powers fighting their way through. Still need to get the break here.
Nunez Powers won the first set 6-3.
What a great job.
So that's Jose Salazar. Hard to tell these guys apart because they're twins out there. They match down to their sneakers. Jose's plays with a white xenon paddle, and his partner plays with a blue xenon paddle. Blue or black. They're both so good, it's hard to distinguish them from afar, Brad.
They are extremely good, that is for certain. Oh, look at this move. So good. He pushes that wide, though. He does everything right.
15 love.
Yep, really good lob. Caused a lot of confusion. Got the setup, just couldn't finish it.
But again, you know, Salazar and Regalado do such a good job just getting out of the way, because that wasn't a winner. He's just putting it in play and taking the net. But Salazar's already back there. Great push overhead there. Powers goes for the huge ball.
30 love.
Hits it long. I thought we were going to see them grind that point more. I'd say it was a bad look for Mark Powers, but it's a big moment. I want to take the perfect type of look. Oh, that's a great read from Nunez. He knew Regalado was going to try that slippery backhand. Easy drop winner. 30-15. Interesting.
40-15.
Oh, 40-15.
It
Sorry.
was 40-15. Avi
did
was
he miss
feeling
that? So he missed that drop volley?
He did.
Oh, I thought he hit it over.
No, he missed it.
Oh, goodness. Push volley in there. Sorry, I missed that. I thought he hit it over. Because he read it perfectly, and that's one way to finish that set. Regalado, Salazar right the ship. And we'll be back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA YouTube channel presented by My Paddle.
Jackie.
Every day, big decisions are made without full information. Overloaded by data. Compounded by complexity. Better decisions are made in the light. With clarity and confidence. Aon is in the business of better decisions.
What I love most about the volley machine is I can come down here and work on my game when I can't find friends.
Volley and I have been dating for several months now, and things are getting pretty serious.
My favorite thing about the volley trainer is to be able to work on the target, contact window, and tool all in my vision.
My favorite shot with the volley trainer is the push volley.
I really love the video feature of the volley machine. It has really helped me improve.
Hi, my name is Macy Elliott, and my tip of the week is on your roller. A lot of times when I see people hit rollers, they tend to go over the ball because they want to bring it down and create more spin. But when you do that, you're actually going to create a lot of pressure on your elbow. So a lot of times when people get tennis elbow, it's from that. Instead, I want you to go straight up on the ball and pretend like you're going to finish all the way up with your knuckles to your ear. This upward motion will create more spin and it will grab less of the ball than if you were to go over it. If you grab too much of the ball, you don't get as much spin and it's not quite as effective versus going straight up the back and finishing up by your ear. I'm Macy Elliott. Hope you enjoyed this tip of the week. I'll see you on the courts.
All right, welcome back to the APTA Tour. We are live from the Country Club in Brookline, Mass, bringing you the 2024 APTA Boston Nationals. And in the men's final, Regalado and Salazar do a great job adjusting and take that second set 6-4 from Nunez and Powers, who at some points in there, they got a little frustrated and lost their way a little. It seemed like at the end they started to climb back in there. But right now, a little bit of that momentum is definitely with Regalado and Salazar. And since the moment they switched sides, Nunez and Powers have yet to find a way to really hurt them in the backcourt. You know, when Regalado and Salazar in the backcourt, they're starting to control those points, which is something they've been able to do the entire tournament against almost all their opponents.
It's interesting. I see Salazar hitting and warming up from the deuce court, and all of a sudden he moved over. I thought he was going to go back to the ad court because that's the big shift that you talked about, Brad. After that first set, these guys switched courts, and it took away Nunez's ability to carve up Salazar over in that deuce court. They flipped courts, and I mean, Salazar's level in play in this second set, lights out, I think, compared to that first set.
Without a doubt, but they're not attacking with the right type of overheads, and he's actually Salazar's crushing drives, you know, because they're hitting more down up to him. Spin's not affecting him the same. Like I said, it's important the type of combination they use, otherwise they're not going to get the same effect. And then they just have to kind of, Nunez and Powers have to bring it down a little bit and choose the right shots. There they just made some crucial errors. Pressed a little bit at some moments. And Regalado and Salazar, once they get it to this place, it's hard to win points against them. And that's been their MO the entire time. And what a terrific job they've done adjusting. You mentioned their age and how young they are, but they really do play like, you know, like veterans. You know, this is their first real season for all three of those guys right there. That's three brand new players, and you know, coming out here on the season with 0 points, and they're all here in the APTA finals. It's incredible stuff. Of course, no Mark Powers. This is his 5th national final, and right now, you know, I would think they would have had a conversation off and say, hey, things have changed here from one set to the other. They're switching. Right, we have to get back to a certain type of strategy, and even a recognition of the balls they want to play.
Guillermo, can you make that water bottle?
You know, they haven't played that much together, Brad, and sometimes that's tough when you get in these moments where you've got to really be on the same page to arrive at the same solution to a problem.
Right, and it's a big difference now, too. The solution, we didn't know how it was going to work when they did it. We talked about it earlier, and we never seen Regalado and Salazar do it. They did it right away. They went to a switch of sides, and it's made all the difference. It took like a game or two, but you could see it start to work. And now once they get to the point where they're not missing balls, they do such a great job picking away at the volleys. They're the ones doing the damage out here now. So, and then, you know, Nunez and the Powers didn't hurt themselves with a couple faults in crucial moments. You know, speaking of a couple of mistakes, see the switch in the backcourt, I'm sure, any moment. And right away, he gets stuck over there for 3, and they actually get the error. You know, they're going to be switching within a ball or two.
Well, Nunez and Powers have to go back to the basics. It sounds kind of silly to say that at this level of play, but they do. They have to take care of their serving games. You know, and you said it's a little bit of a different overhead that you'd like to see, in particular Mark Powers hit over to that, you know, the ad court when Salazar's over in that ad court.
Well, if they want to be able to get back to where they were in that first set, where they really were doing a lot of damage, he's going to have to do it. Or Nunez is going to have to start hitting that long, wide swinger. Like, he's going to actually take the balls when they shift this way. Nunez takes that ball in the middle, and he starts to sling it sort of wide, you know, like a wide ball across the court. That's more like the ball I want there, but I want it to go right inside that first post or near that steam, just in that second panel, and I want it to spin low to the side. If you don't have that shot and you're not working it, it's going to be a tough one, because I think he'll get everything else. I haven't seen anyone be able to attack these guys at all, and that first set was the only time I've seen it. And then without it, they do this. They pick away at you, lob, lob, and then they quick strike. And their quick strikes are really, really good. They do a great job spotting their drives. Quick to be able to blitz.
Regalado is so impressive, Brad. He's just been a rock out here all day. You know, I don't think he's missed 2 shots.
Yeah, he's been a rock all year, all tournament.
Maybe he is a rock. Maybe he's a rock star. He's the rock star in the paddle world. No, he's so talented, and I love his composure out there. And he just waits it out till he gets a great look.
Yeah, and again, we talk about it. They do have this sort of they're just hanging around look about them, especially Regalado, who's in the deuce court now. He's like just standing there. And then look at that, though, his ability to kind of duck that one. That's where they were starting to actually. Those are the balls right there where they were getting Salazar, right? But Regalado, she's got that extra little bit of athletic movement that allows him to sort of duck, quickly get it, get up there, and stay balanced on the next one. He's not getting spun around. He's actually back to it. Right at the crease. Great play. They're going to have to get some of those nicks. He should have let Regalado play that ball. Salazar shouldn't have reached out. Regalado was right there. They had a miscommunication. All right, 30 love. Yeah. Some Powers definitely want to get into a pretty good start here just because I think momentum is kind of an important thing. All right. At least now they're committed to attacking him there, and before he was striking, so these are better over. It's not the one I'm loving, but they're getting to the side screen and they're making him work a little. It's going to get hit. Nice play, great hands there. And a little bit of an error-filled game there from Salazar. Powers and Nunez will take it.
I think that game was critical. I mean, it's obvious we're in the finals of the Nationals, and in the 3rd set, but it was critical for momentum, Brad, and Regalado and Salazar had it all, and Nunez Powers took a little bit extra time in between that break, and they came back and they're looking refreshed again.
Yeah, that was a big game. I do agree with you. It feels so good to get off to a good start, especially after, those guys really just did a great job switching that strategy around in that 2nd set. Nunez is starting his movement here. Look at him. He stays in the blue, stays in the blue.
Brad, I think Nunez and Power should switch on the baseline. Throw a real monkey wrench in there.
They could.
Because
they could play it the other way. Nunez is great at cutting off the ball. He sort of baits you to go to his side wire.
30
These guys, as good as they've been all year, they're not immune to getting baited. Power's missing a couple balls here.
Well, this is
frustrated.
I feel like the baseline play of Nunez and Powers is a little off. I feel like they're playing the 1st set. Nunez was pressing a lot. They forced the action, worked out well. But their baseline play seems a little flat to me. But I think that's because of how good Regalado and Salazar are, as defenders up there. They have the court coverage. You don't see monster shifts from them, but they can reach anything. They're so athletic. Great hands.
Yeah, they're very long. Sort of just stand up there at the net, but it's very hard to get the ball around them. And they're tall, pretty tall as well, so they get back for the overheads well.
I've never seen Mark Powers switch out for a point from the baseline. Have you, Mark? I mean, Brad, whatever your name is, Mark, Brad? Yeah, I've never seen it. And I just, was thinking about how dramatic the change of sides was for Regalado and Salazar. And I feel like Nunez and Powers are searching for something from the baseline here.
Maybe. I think that's actually a great point. Do it just to do it even. Like a little different look and a different change seg. Nunez is really starting to press here. And he can work, but he can also get into real trouble here. It could be worse than if he started, but he really wants to get involved. Now they're doing the right way. Just hit it through him. Do not try to bounce anything in front of him. You keep going through his feet, and that's the idea. Right? Don't bother to try to hit it in front of him or around him. You just go through his feet, and all the energy of standing up there will be sort of like mostly wasted. See, now he's in trouble. See.
30-15.
Tough, but they did get that when he volleyed it wide, but he was in trouble. They missed it, though. drive coming. Oh, those hands are just so good from all the players. That's well done. They are reading the places to slide this ball. They got to lob them off the net. Make sure they're taking a drive when the guys aren't there. Oh, this is going to be a nice transition. They don't mind this, though. Play the other direction. With that shift. Oh, that's so good right there. That's just incredible athleticism. It's like they ran a half a mile, Nunez. He gets like 3 balls for a half a mile run. It's like amazing. Great stuff.
Hold on.
What a point.
Hold on, guys. I think, yeah. There's no way to put it back on.
Something fell off the door. I think they're having a conversation. A little bit of an equipment issue here, or a court issue. Maybe they're going to put something.
Our umpire, Bill Horn, all over it, Brad.
That was a heck of a point. Look at that transition. And look at that shift in the backcourt, which is perfect.
That was such a fun point, and the players love playing points like that. And, you know, we said with Nunez, Salazar, and Regalado, these guys are all great friends. They know each other like a book. They know everybody's got every shot. And you know, they welcome that. It's so fun to watch.
It is, and Regalado's the best. You know, we gave him a quick on-court interview beforehand. You know,
40-30.
First night he said, well, we're going to have fun out here. It's the most important thing, have some fun. Right. You know, he's just got a great way about him. Good weight there. Takes a lot of presence to do that. Well done.
It's Regalado with the dark paddle and Salazar with the lighter paddle. The lefty is Guillermo Villa, Nunez, and Mark Powers, the one and only Mark in the at court. Huge moment for momentum, Brad.
If Powers and Nunez can get this game, absolutely. Otherwise, I think it's just like business as usual. But I love the energy out here. These guys are really having some fun points. Because it's like almost every time Nunez is looking for an offensive move. He's never like settled. He's never not looking to attack you. It's fascinating. Most guys settle in and then go for something. He's constantly ready to go. Yeah, just incredible transition. This is going to get a round of applause from the crowd out there. What a half volley lob. It's a perfectly placed ball. More transition. That is a fantastic point. All the players, incredible stuff out there.
Salazar scores 1-all, third set.
Right, they're saying that's all you have to do.
That's all you have to do.
That's all you have to do to beat these guys.
17 transitions. Each shot, though, absolutely fantastic. It is astounding how much Nunez is constantly on the attack. It's not even if it's a good lob. He's just on the attack, nonstop. Powers ripping forehands, amazing.
But the ball was good. Ball was online.
All right, so an overrule there. Salazar calls that ball out, overrule, so 15 love. Got a text in there from Whit Harwood, Paddle Genius. And you're saying the wind's picking up out there. We're indoors, so it is hard for us to see.
Yeah, I don't feel the wind here.
You don't feel it indoors?
I do not feel it indoors.
It's probably because this is a structurally sound building. But yeah, so that definitely could make a factor. But if it made any factor, the last point was astounding. So amazing play.
Whit Harwood, nephew of million-time national champ Steve Baird.
Powers heating up some forehands and catches him off. Hits that one into the seam and shoots to the side a little. Gobbles up Salazar out there. Hit the seam too. Good dig. Just waits on that perfect amount. Through the legs. That's going to die. What a dig there from Powers.
That was awesome.
They're going to work on them. These are all really good overheads. Yeah, this is incredible stuff right now, Patty. These players are up in their levels. And we're settling in. This is the first time I haven't seen Nunez like running around for every single ball. He's like standing in there waiting. Look, he's just like ready. Oh, a little miscommunication.
Brad, do you think he should keep doing the dodge and the dash and just keep moving in and out like that? Or do you think he should settle in a little bit?
I think he's got to pick his moments.
Right, not do it all the time.
Correct. And that's a great play. Picks in hard, pushes the volley long. Great stuff.
Power serving down 15-30, 1-all, third set, men's finals, national championship at the Country Club in Brookline, Massachusetts.
And the reason why I say that too is more because I think he's explosively quick. And if he does it all the time, it's predictable. And if he moves explosively quick some of the time, there's a level of unpredictability where, oh, all of a sudden he's doing it. And that's what I think. It's different because it's not just constant. He's moving, but it's not always constant pressure. If the ball's easy enough for his opponents, it's more like they have a better chance to, you know, move him out of position, not the other way around. And I want him to be catching them off guard. It's going to get whacked. It's going again. So those turnaround drives are just fantastic. And that's a great move, the dink. And he gets suckered in to try and hit a touch volley wide. He has fantastic hands, Regalado. But in those situations, you just lob volley and run away. You have very little chance. And again, it's one of these situations where even if he makes that touch volley wide, they're still losing the net because Power's going to whack the next ball. These guys are reading their position very well. He sees Nunez right up on top and he shoves it at him at Mach 5, which is smart. If he's right on the net, you got to hit it harder, you got to lob. I mean, these points have all been fantastic, Patty. And right now the level's really, really high.
I just was feeling like Powers Nunez, that 1-0 game, that was huge for them. I felt that they, you know, Alvi and Jose are feeling so loose and playing beautifully out there, and you know they were even warming up between sets. Alvi's practicing his lefty cutter overhead, I noticed.
Yeah, because you never know when you're going to need that.
You never know.
We have yet to have cut overheads off both sides, the lefty and the righty cut overhead. A guy who could do it both ways, and could be the future. Take out the volley machine, practice one way. Take out the volley machine, practice another. Nice ball. Oh, they got to bail. I don't understand that move. It makes no sense to me. Twice now he's put himself in that situation where he's going to make one, but I don't think he's going to come out ahead in the point total. He's got to bail there. No sense to stay up. It's big going from 40-15 to to deuce here. Look at those pick volleys there. He just forehands, and then those are great drives from Salazar. They're well spotted. Oh, big miss there.
Advantage.
Caught him moving to his left, not forward. He still can make it, but all right. His powers. There's a lot of. All these points matter now, Patty. It seems like there's tension. There's going to be a little crack, and that's going to be the difference in these teams. Huge come on there from Nunez.
Powers. They lead the third set 2-1.
One more thank you to Aon. Aon is so proud to be title sponsor of the APTA National Championships. Aon exists to shape decisions for the better. They provide their clients with advice and risk and human capital solutions that give them the clarity and confidence to make better decisions to protect and grow their business. Aon is in the business of better decisions.
Patty, this is great stuff out here. The level got really high there. These guys are really stepping up to the moment. It's cool to see. And we still, the changes made all the difference in the world, but now Nunez and Powers have kind of found their footing. I think it was huge. I think you're absolutely right for them to win that first game, come out here and now get this hold now. Either one of these teams now, it seems like the slightest difference is going to separate them, right? Whoever throws in a fault, right, misses one of these turnaround dives. The transition play has been absolutely fantastic. They're making 90% of them. It's like, who's going to miss one in a crucial moment?
I think you mentioned Whit Hardwood chiming in that the wind has picked up in the last 10 or 15 minutes out here, and that, lob floated long, there on a game point. Critical moment.
Yeah, it's hard for us to determine if that's wind aided or not, but those points in that last game were amazing.
I'm watching the flags, Brad.
There we go. Nunez bails a little bit. Move to the service line. Oh goodness! See, those things are going to loom large down the road. We'll see. Whichever team can play tighter and execute, probably bring this thing home.
Right. Almost too loose an overhead right there.
The Powers forehand just sailed. A little late on the contact.
30-15.
Oh, wow. Powers misses that transition ball. Nobody near the net. Good move. See, I still think teams need to tell each other there's nobody around. Okay, 40-30.
40-30.
Fred, I want a tiebreaker third set. What do you think?
Tiebreaker third would be pretty cool, Patty.
You'd rather that over them playing it out in the third, Brad?
Game. Regalado Salazar. Score is 2-all, third set.
Maybe return back to the 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5 sets,
do
playing it out.
So panel invent in 1928. They can do that for the 2028, the 100-year anniversary.
Yeah.
Play 3 out of 5. That game there, It's interesting that it's going to come down to these cracks or a few errors. Powers misses 2 big forehands there.
Again, if you're joining us, the big sea change in this match happened when Salazar Regalado pulled a switch to start that second set, moved Alvi Regalado over to that, to the deuce court, and he's been able to handle the overheads that Nunez in the first set was just kind of carving up Salazar in that deuce court. So the shift in the backcourt position changed everything.
Absolutely did. You know, it's unique for these guys too, but Salazar's done a great job gobbling up the middle with that forehand of his, so he's done a really good job. They do it the other way because Salazar's got the backhand as well. Great dig there. Surprised I didn't see the short cutter there from Powers.
Shout out to Randy Lofgren, enjoying the action. Former head of the Players Committee, great player. He mentioned the possibility that maybe they will play it out in the national championships for the third set, but that's what we're checking. We're fact checking right now.
Out. Calls it in. Sorry, but that's okay. And a point from the back now. These guys doing a great job closing off the net, and he misses it. Wow.
Love 15.
Wheelhouse forehands there. Just missed by Powers, but they're doing such a good job volleying all the other ones back. He's having to hit 6 or 7 of them just to get it and to get that one through, but that one was the easiest of the bunch. And yeah, it's just going to come down to execution here.
And Powers has had some decent looks here, Brad, but to Alvi and Jose's credit, you know, they stand up there at the net. They never overreact to a volley. It looks like there's a middle opening, but all they do is then move their paddle to that spot, wait for the ball to hit it.
Block it back.
Block the ball back, no swing.
And when they do drive it through, they just go back and get it. 15-all there as Salazar tries to put a perfect lob up over Nunez's head. Nunez does a great job putting his paddle in front of him. Got soft hands. I tell you, Salazar's picking away.
So 1 set apiece, 2 games all, 15-all, third set. The Country Club, Brookline, Mass, putting on a great show, and the players putting on a phenomenal display of platform tennis.
That's a huge point.
15-30.
These guys are battling each moment. Wow, crushing forehand off the top.
Brad, great work all 4 days of this national championship by My Paddle. They've got the group. They're covering every bit of action on all the courts. This is a big campus to cover here at the Country Club in Brookline, and they're doing a phenomenal job. And just the camera work and bringing you this crystal clear picture, it makes you feel like you are courtside thanks to My Paddle, their technology to cover this tournament. It's a great job.
1540, and the energy's starting to shift right back over there. That start that Powers and Nunez had is kind of fading here. Nunez made a little feint. Powers missed that last ball. Sometimes when your partner moves, it's great if they cut it off, but if they move and they don't, it's really tough for you to make the volleys. So they got to get this back on sync. What a dig there from Salazar. I love this attack. They got him, but oh man. See the cut short one there, the dropper. No. Tries to force it again, and Salazar and Regalado take the lead 3-2 with the break, and forcing just a few things and not coming up with, just a few mistakes, Patty. And Regalado and Salazar in that back court are executing perfectly. They're lobbing, and they're making their drives, putting the pressure right on them. Last game, Nunez Powers a couple forehands. It's going to come down to this execution. And there you hear the music in the background. This is great. I mean, these guys are jamming out there.
Brad, you're such a good dancer.
Thank you, Patty.
Hey, Brad, here's what I think Nunez Powers have to do. Are you ready?
What do you think they have to do, Patty?
When they're at the net, I want Nunez to take over again like the first set. I want him to take overheads from Powers and go after Salazar straight into his body.
Yeah, just go across the court into his body. They'd have to almost play it an opposite shift. If he's able to hit him well enough, it's okay. But Nunez is going to have to move then to his, left to do it, which will expose the line a little bit. But if they can get, him pressing and get him out of position, it certainly could work.
I don't know. He had one shot there that he went straight at Salazar, and Salazar made a great get. But that's what
crazy get.
That's what Nunez has to figure out, how to pretzel Salazar again. I don't think Powers' overhead is the answer out here.
This guy's just digging so beautifully. That's a mistake there.
Love 15.
Brad, we just got a definitive answer. We will be playing out the third set. No tiebreaker, third set of the finals of the national championships. Something's blown on to the court over there.
They're just going to keep playing. I think anyone could call that if they wanted to, or if the umpire saw it. It's probably, no, the umpire can't see it. He's on the other side of the court, but they're going, whatever it was.
So Regalado and Salazar totally have turned this match around. Just phenomenal play. Great defense at the net. They've really stripped Powers of his superpowers out here in this third set, and in the second set as well. And, you just feel a little bit of frustration, and I feel like the lack of Nunez and Powers being in the situation and playing together more where they could kind of work on a different scheme from the baseline. I don't know. They need something different here.
Yeah, they're pressing a little now, and Powers has kind of lost his forehand a little bit. Yeah, they got to get something back. And like I said, after that first set when they were struggling staying in the points, they go into the zone where they don't miss. And then they still bring the offense. And now every error you make, and Nunez and Powers are making a few, it's just compounded. They're so solid. These guys are right on the doorstep of the year when you said like that. And that's the one we were talking about, where he's able to cut that ball and swing it around the court. He can do that, and I agree with you. I think it's a play, and it's a play they need to use. And that's the overhead that Powers needs to use, that longer one more if he's gonna. But it's a great move, and if they can do it more, the problem is he's got to hit it from the center of the court, which means they're going to actually be shifted this way. Or maybe what they actually do, which is completely unconventional,
Switch.
is
Put
switch
the
and
backhands up the middle.
put the backhands up the middle. And anytime the ball gets wide, but they should get wise to that and probably be able to lob down the line well enough. But, you know, it's going to create some interesting situations out there, and we've never actually seen it done because it's not easy position-wise to do it. But if you're able to get some good attack out of it, it would be the right thing to do.
I kind of feel like I want Powers to go right at Salazar's body versus into the screens, into the screens, into the screens.
Oh, that's a great lob. Oh, Nunez. Wow. He just lobbed it so well that he's actually reading it. And that's huge right there. I'm not even sure he named right for the nick, but this match is going to come down to some moments like that where, whether it was intentional or not, it's crucial. What a way to win a point. Finding the point is so huge against those guys, and he shut down that volley. Good cover. And here we're going to see this is a good lob too, and he just fires it into the corner. Boom.
Boom, right at him in that corner. All right, the life is back in Powers Nunez.
All right, Powers taking a practice serve.
All right, here we go. Yeah. All right, here we go.
Smashed by Salazar. Gosh, Powers forehand. He's going to need that. Bring this thing home.
All right, ready. There you go.
Regalado Salazar, tournament number 5 seeds here. Blake Anderson has lobbed a question into you, Brad. Are you ready for it?
I am ready for his lob question.
He doesn't know the answer, but he says, can you remember the last time someone out of the top 4 seeds won nationals?
Oh, that's an amazing question. I'm going to go with Johan Durant in 2010.
You just can't stump Brad. Come on, Blake. Give us a tougher question.
What else you got for me, Blake? Although on the women's side, I wouldn't think Maciel, the women's side has probably happened a couple of times. I mean, clearly a few times, 2011, 2012 with Zink and Prendergast. I wouldn't think Macy Elliott and Redesno were a seeded team.
Definitely not a top 4 seeded team.
See, that's the overhead that you're talking about, which I agree with. He can only hit it from certain spots, and he's going to, like we said, he's going to have to move.
Well, I feel like
over and go across the court again, which can work, but he's, they're going to have to figure out some positioning moves afterwards, and it's definitely not something they've practiced. But I don't disagree with you. I think it would be the play.
Well, I feel like for Nunez, it's important for him to keep hitting the shots. Like, I feel like the more shots he hits, the more touches he gets, the better he plays.
Yeah.
Where in that first set, he played 80% of the shots, and Powers was perfectly fine with it. He just backed off and let Nunez, go after all the overheads, and obviously the switch in the backcourt from Regalado and Salazar caused them to, have to bail on that strategy.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he does seem like a volume hitter. He loves it. The more he gets to run and hit, the better he feeds off of it. Powers can do either. It doesn't matter. He's fine waiting it out and then striking a ball 20 balls later. He just seemed like an energy volume player. They've just done such a good job, and the switch in the backcourt. This is the one right here. That's the ball. That is the ball right there. And I think they could still do it. They just do it that way. They can actually play over it Regalado once or twice, because then they get the cross-court one, and then he just slides it right in the corner. He keeps taking that shot, one after another. That was a big ball.
Right, in order to hit it, he needs the lob coming from the deuce court.
Yeah, it's harder.
It's really hard if he gets the ball coming straight to him to hit that shot.
Ooh. Sneaky. So quick. Very explosive, Nunez. Oh, power with the flick. Oh, yes.
But the hands of Regalado, phenomenal there.
Oh, that's going to get transition hit. Boom. Why is he? Oh, my God.
Because he can.
Yeah, I still don't understand why he's not letting it go. But that's crazy, those hands.
You see that blocking motion from Powers and Nunez. Brad, really short type of shot. Level players, when a ball comes hard at them or with a lot of spin, well, they don't often see the spin, but they see the base. They've got to go into that blocking motion. That's why the four of these guys rarely miss, because they understand when to shorten up their swings and just block the ball back.
That's a great set of overheads there. He hits one a waterfall right into the crease. It lands right on top of Powers' head. He can't come up with it. Incredible stuff. The ability to adapt to every situation. Regalado and Salazar is just incredible.
Brad, would you say that the Country Club in Brookline has the best chili you've ever tasted in Massachusetts?
In Massachusetts, having maybe never had chili in Massachusetts before, I will say yes. No, but it really is excellent chili. The cowboy chili out of that truck, phenomenal. Very, very good.
Well, I've watched you enjoy it a few times over the course of the weekend.
How do you calling me out? I feel like that was judgy. You were judging
No,
me.
it was no judgment.
What are you saying, Patty?
I'm in awe of an announcer who's bold enough to have chili.
We're all going to pay for it.
Well,
If it,
I was going to pay for it.
let's get back to the match, Patty. All right, great playing here. This really is astounding stuff. And they're picking the spots. He's going to stay again. I do think it's astounding. I agree with it all the time. They're just back again. The transition play has been so... It hit him?
Oh.
I think it hit Bowers. I'm not sure. Second ball definitely, or maybe he came up lame. I don't know what happened there.
15-40.
He is the old guy on the court. 33, right?
Yeah, 33.
At 33, yes. But I'm not sure what happened there. Did it hit him, the one on before, or did he actually get like some sort of cramp or something and he stopped play? Either way, Regalado hits him with the ball in the next one, and he apologized for it. 2 break points here for Regalado and Salazar. All right, that's good. One back.
30-40.
They give you so few, and that's been their mark all year long. They give you so little. Let's see if they can get this thing to do. So it's been a tremendous hold here for Nunez and Powers. It's just been so solid, so pumped up, Regalado and Salazar. Yeah, that deep space to the middle is available. Dumping it there towards the Regalado backhand when they play like this. They want to attack more. They don't want to play these endless points.
See a little indecision on that short ball, and that's where you would. That's the perfect setup for Nunez to just
carve it into that Salazar corner
carve it
again.
at Salazar into that ad court.
Yeah, there's no question. Again, it's not something they've thought about in practice, that they could definitely use it. There's a few things they could use. See, this is where these guys are. They might be the best in the country. They just block it back, then they hit a little 3/4. Then in 1 second, they're going to slap one at you. And with a well-spotted drive and a blitz behind it, they just, I don't think I've seen anyone play better backcourt disciplined play like this. One or you say they're not even looking to drive. They are kind of looking to drive. Ooh, that was overruled. And to me, it almost looked out from my vantage point here. But that's an overrule on a massive point. Nunez and Powers catch a break there. Ball was called out. Those guys have got to shake that one off. Deuce. Joe Horn, the umpire, overruled it, and they shook it right off. Those guys are cool customers. Back to business. Okay, that one was out and confirmed out.
Regalado, Salazar.
The little half volley roller there, kind of like a little quick little roller back from Nunez. All right, so another game point. I'm trying to figure out if Powers has got a little physical something going on.
I do feel like he's battling something right now.
Yeah, like a little cramp, or he, like.
What did he have for lunch?
I don't know. It's a great question, Patty. But he looks a little, oh my goodness.
Game,
all right.
Regalado, Salazar, they lead the third set, 4-3.
Here we go. They take a little advantage here, Regalado and Salazar, but in terms of things like body language and what you consider momentum or a little edge, you would almost have to give it to Regalado and Salazar, not understanding the fact that they're a break-up. It just, they're working it and they're playing it the way they want to in this matches. The points are getting played, they want them to be played. A little better execution there, and it's almost as if the overrule actually hurt Powers and Nunez. They made a couple of quick errors right after that. Yeah, it is breezy out there. We talked about the wind before. It definitely is going. But do you think it's affected play at all, Patty?
You know, I haven't noticed that it has. There was that one lob long early in the set. We're watching the Magician.
That's actually pretty impressive.
That is
multiple,
really,
like 10 or 20 in a row, and then flipping it up again is not easy. Getting 3 in a row with that is not easy.
I think he's feeling loose.
Club 15.
Loose. It's a good way to be, and that's his nature. I would almost say he's naturally loose.
Club 30.
It almost seems like Powers, maybe something in his quad. I'm not sure.
Club 40.
Certainly could be, but this is a good
shot.
start for them here. They can get the break right back in a low energy to no energy game so far. Just been a couple of fault shots here, but these guys, they lock it down again, and you know, they make it tough for you to finish and close it out. Just gonna get a roller right in the corner. Moving up, Powers. So nonchalant, those volleys. Well, that's going to die a little. Nice, well played. He saw it coming. Backside,
Look
get
at
ahead.
Nunez has totally stopped. He's just sort of watching. They're going after Powers a
They
little
are
bit.
going after Powers. He had a good look on that backhand there. He netted it. I do think there's something going on. I don't know what it is, but even that's going to start getting a little longer.
Right.
But just, you know, Regalado's just had zero. He's been so good.
How many errors so far in this match? Seriously,
I have
3?
no idea. Very few.
3?
I mean, very few. Couple, but I just even mean his ability to play that defense over there has just completely changed the entire match for them.
And I think Salazar lights out with his play from the ad court in this match.
Game, Nunez, Powers.
So impressed with his volley ability.
Score is 4.
You know, he's negated a
set.
lot of Powers' drive. We see Powers over the years just break down opponents, and Salazar's often found himself straight ahead and handled it beautifully in this match. But now, all set, a set apiece, 4-all, third set. Couldn't ask for anything more, Brad.
And we're playing it out, and you know what you're saying is just this is no surprise that these teams are there. And Regalado and Salazar, they beat Durant Mitchell, then they beat Fraser Morgan the round before. You know, they've been doing it all season, actually. To a bunch of the teams. These guys are just rock solid. Look at that.
I love what Nunez is doing right here. Like, I want him to hit a lot more balls. That's where I'm saying.
This is the one. That's the one.
Right. I want him to try to take over.
Yes. Did he get underneath the net? What are we saying here? Hold on. I got to see this because his feet can't go underneath the net either. This is where it's unique. So this is a beautiful ball. It's one we want to see more of. He's going to wait till it comes over. I think, I think his foot is underneath on the side of Powers and Nunez, and I actually think that's Powers and Nunez point.
I think so.
But I don't know what the call was, and we don't know what happened there, so we're going to have to wait
Nunez
for the umpire.
Powers, looks like.
Okay, that's what it says on our thing. Great dig there. Powers gets back for that. We talked about him maybe being hurt, but he scampered back pretty well for that one.
Love.
He's getting
30.
frustrated. He's missing his looks.
So it's love 30.
It is love 30. I'd like to, if you
like
slow
to go
that
back.
one down, I think that the foot.
It looked like it broke the plane underneath the net.
That the foot of Regalado went underneath the net onto the other side. And if that's the case, the point would go to Nunez Powers. Fascinating. Very hard for an ump to see that. And impossible for a player to call it because you're running up there. You have no idea where your foot is. You're just getting there. You know, so, but it's a fascinating thing.
See, I like what Powers just hit 2 neutral overhead straight ahead. He didn't try to go after Salazar that time. Just, I mean, almost surprised Regalado right there.
You shockingly gave me a really easy ball.
Right, you're not supposed to do that.
Right. I mean, these guys, right now, if we come down to this, and that play will loom huge because the presence to wait it out, let it go over the other net, get there, and then push it back into the net, incredibly smart, and exactly what you want to do. But, you know, he actually broke the plane, but it's one of those things that I don't know how they would actually make that call. I don't know how the umpire could even see it. There's too many things to look at.
See, that's what I want. I want Powers. I just want him to stay straight ahead. Make this really boring so that it can bring the Nunez overhead more into the point here.
I got a call in here from Iverson. He said he believes he was underneath the net also, but curious. It's one of those things where we can talk about it after. Good ball at the crease there from Powers.
Well, there'll be a lot of talk about it if Nunez and Powers don't pull this match out. There'll be, you know, we hope that point doesn't make a difference if indeed he was under the net.
Well, if they win this game, Nunez Powers, then it doesn't make a difference. If they lose it, then you have to say it makes a difference, right? But you know, it's kind of how those things work. But I'm not actually trying to start any controversy. It's just a curious rule thing. And I also think, I don't know how it gets called. It's almost impossible to call it. So, but it is actually one of the rules of the game. And see, here's the thing, these nets, maybe the nets should go all the way to the bottom, and that way we would know. We wouldn't have to worry about that rule. Most nets do not. Because if his foot went through, he would have touched the net, right? If his net goes all the way to the bottom. Changing things, Patty. I'm making policy. Let's get those nets to the bottom.
Brad for president.
Watch out, Tirna Cavana. Damian Johnson, your rule will be short.
Oh no, I was thinking about Joe Biden.
Joe Biden?
Go way up.
Oh, well done, Patty. You know, you could write me in.
You got it. What will be your platform, Brad?
Yeah, that's a
Nets
good
to the
point.
bottom.
That's
Great suggestion from
Nets to the
Mark.
bottom.
Ooh, what a lob up that line.
Oh, great read from those guys. It was a good look from Salazar. He knew where the ball was going. Long way to go, though, and they easily know it's out. They got game point here.
I think that's the first ground stroke Salazar's missed in about an hour.
I mean, these guys are, the level's really high. Some misses here and there, but the level's really high.
Yeah, you hear Nunez calling it. I go. He wants the ball.
Oh, I like that. It was like a mini little hard over. He slapped it at him. Good job from Salazar getting out of the way. Here's the knee cutter. This one's going to be tough. Yes, he moved the wrong way first. He's been ducking those and letting them go around him, but he actually had to move left first and then scoop right. You can watch this thing in the replay here. Done an amazing job by our producers. Showing these again here. Look at this. He's got to go left first and then right. That's how it works. He's been able to do it the other way time and time again. That one, awesome shot by Nunez. And I guess it didn't matter if he was in the net or not.
So no controversy. Netgate goes away.
Netgate.
So Nunez and Power, tournament number 2 seeds. 5-4 lead here. Third set, national championships. Beautiful country club in Brookline, Massachusetts.
I feel like when Netgate went away too, sort of my entire platform for presidency.
Okay.
So it's like a lot of things went away there, Patty, but
I'm putting away my pen for you, Brad.
thank you. Wouldn't be any good anyway. All right, so Salazar to serve here. A pressure moment, down 5-4. What a great men's final this has been. Again, we're going to play this thing out. So that means no tiebreaker at 6-all. These guys are going the distance. And it'll be amazing. The level's been so close and so high that you could actually imagine this thing going to like 14-12 or something like that.
I could.
That's a heck of a shot there. Started out with amazing right into the crease.
What a phenomenal serve from Salazar.
1-2 right there, responding to the pressure moment.
There's your food truck, Brad, in the background.
All right, so we got 3 creases in a row, and these guys just murdering the corner in this game. Amazing shot, 3 quick errors. Just great balls there from Salazar and Regalado. Oh, that's going to be tough. What a dig.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's some great stuff there from, and Nunez just fantastic on that point. They still almost dug it out. Tough move. He's got to let that one go through. Try to force it, but great game there for those guys. 3 creases right in a row to start it off. Mark Powers to serve here, 5-all. Amazing stuff. Regalado, he does dial up the pace a bit. You know, he's got the slow and the soft, and he's got the hard. He slaps it good. Watch the Nick. These guys are right on that thing. Good block there. That was going right in the corner, too. As was that one. Another good block.
Whoops. Dangerous. Almost stepped on each other's feet. Wow.
15 long.
Shocking miss on the overhead right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, it's always funny how great these points can be played, and the easiest ball is the one that gets missed sometimes, and it's obviously a big part of the game. It comes down to because as many great shots as these guys, that's a tough move, and it's just beautifully done by Salazar.
15
I'm
all.
not sure again why Nunez runs back in there. It's the worst position. He's already given up the net. The guy's got a ball in front of him. He's got 12 feet to go. He's got to make a perfect touch volley. I understand that he can. I just don't think he should. But I also understand that's his nature. Like he's moving in, he's quick, he's attacking.
And it worked in the first set. And it's worked against a lot of opponents. You know, that style, so it's hard to abandon it.
Style definitely works. I'm talking about the individual moment. That particular moment, it wasn't necessary. 15-30 now. Great combination, lob to drive there, setting up that whole point. That big ball from Powers there. That's the forehand. They're going to need that. They're going to take this home, as I said before. Huge strike there, and you know, Powers is a champion. He's going to keep hitting it.
Oh boy.
30-40.
He just got the first volley error in the third set, I think, from those guys, almost. And then he throws in a fault. Oof. That quieted the crowd, Brad, and it quieted you even, I think.
Take a minute, Patty.
See, that's what.
That's the one, and that's been the #1 overhead for the day. And even putting Regalado over there, who's been amazing defensively over there, he can't cover that one. He's gotten a couple of them, and it's definitely made a difference, that long cutter. That's long again.
Advantage, Regalado, Salazar.
I think Mark's as shocked as we are. I don't think I've ever seen him play a match where he's had a game with 2 faults a couple of times.
Yeah, you can see the wind blowing his shirt there. Another break point for that's out. And he's frustrated. 3 faults right there. Big moments. 6-5 now for Regalado Salazar. They are in and serving for the 2024 Men's National Championships. And that is some cool kind of French bistoury tunes in the background. All right, here we go. That'll be Regalado, see if he can bring this home. Salazar Regalado has just been unflappable this entire tournament. Standing at the precipice. Powers taking a minute. Nunez walking around. See what this last brings. And again, at 6-all, this is not a tiebreaker. If Nunez and Powers can pull off this break of serve, they play on. Good spinner. Oh, that looked out to me, but too fast. Powers doesn't make the call. That is long.
15 love.
That's one. Big serve. Yeah, that's a great shot. I think he caught a little seam there, and he put a little kind of side cut on it. I think he just moved back a little. Great little slippery drive there from Mark Powers. Good pace ball there from, oof. Yeah, that's the stuff. Nunez makes these moves, and it can be good, but sometimes he's jumping in front. Hear the help call again from Powers. We talk about this all the time. My students, you know, you'll hear help call from a good team 15 times in most matches. That's such good hands. There's Nunez again baiting, pressing in. Constant, trying to be always moving forward, a constant pressing. He loves to blitz. In fact, he's generally hitting his continental forehand and moving in. He rarely actually hits the, you know, sort of Western, semi-Western topspin forehand. He's really just more of a forward and moving guy. That's right in the crease. Good play. Reads it.
That's it, down the
there's
line.
the big one.
What a rocket.
Oh, slippery backhand. No, that's not the ball. That is not the ball. A slip. That is a great point there. Powers brings the huge forehand down the line. Regalado gets a little greedy on that one. Transition back. They're so good at that. You know, and days before, the blitz play was the kind of thing where people still try to volley it. These days, and one of the changes of the way the game did play is people just let the ball go through. If you can't, if you're making, and that spin making a difference there too. He hits a short, weak lob. He goes right back at him. Nunez Powers, 2 break points. They're just going to go back. That serves so hard. Crease up. Great lob. Some good forehands there. Salazar, though. Just stick out your paddle.
Nothing to it.
That's a great duck, and they just won too many. That game, a little loose. They didn't stick to their regular plan of playing the right ball at the right time. And there they, you know, the drives are great, but they didn't lob them out of position first. After the first, they went, it's not like them to hit 7 in a row there. They went out of character, which is what you don't do in these crucial moments. So 6-all, Nunez to serve.
I think they got caught up in the moment, Brad.
Maybe.
You know, you're looking for the end line. And, you know, Salazar had a shot that he pulled the trigger a little too early. You know, they both did, and Nunez and Powers, huge sigh of relief. 6-all, third set.
Oh, Powers. Oh, he's just falling over almost there. He stays right, though, but it looked like for a moment he was going down. Another help call. And another one, so players back there. All these players know when the ball's going right to the corner. They call for help almost every time. They should be if they're not. Gosh.
Sick hands
Sick
from
hands.
Nunez right here.
And smart there from Regalado to go back to the lob. Their mantra isn't drive, drive, drive. Their mantra is spot drive, then lob them off the net a bunch of times. Spot drive.
Right, they need to lob here. They've
Yes.
got to lull Nunez and Powers again.
Oh my goodness, this level is insane.
Oh, crazy. Love it, Brad.
Love 15.
Wow. Comes right back in.
That's me. Yep. I got it.
Again, you hear Nunez. He wants the ball, Brad.
Oh, he goes for the strike. Powers reads it, comes in offensive volley behind. Salazar essentially did it to himself on that one. Didn't pick the right spot, and Powers knew it was coming.
I go. Yep. That's me. Yep. That's me. Yep.
That's a great lob. There's a perfect push overhead. You can dump that ball to Regalado's backhand. It is the safe spot. You do have to watch Salazar move into the middle, but that right there where Mark Powers just hit that ball, that's too close. Yeah, that's going to get ripped. Oh, Jesus. Oh! What? That's amazing. Again, that's easily gotten that time, but just this is the athleticism that allows these guys to play so many styles, Regalado and Salazar. That's two probably winning shots that they're just getting. Oh!
Oh my gosh.
Once again, Nunez with a takedown on the cutter.
Knockdown.
That's it. Look at this. That's sick get there. And look at this drop here, and he still manages to get it. He goes back to the drop again, which is this one he sees coming. Incredible athleticism. 30-15 Nunez Powers. And the Nunez cutter doing what the damage has been doing all day long. Completely caught Regalado there. I don't think he was hurt in any way. He just got caught off guard.
30-15.
Fell back. Oh.
40-15. I go. Yep. I go. Yep.
There's the switch, going to the crease. That's going to get hammered. And he misses it. It is a great look for Salazar. 7-6 now for Regalado and Salazar.
7-6.
And the last game when Salazar was facing the serve to stay in here, he hit three creases in a row to get a 40-15, and they finished it off in real style. So we'll see what he has for us in this next game, Patty.
Guys, new ball.
This is crazy excellent, Brad. This is so fun to watch.
I mean, this set is amazing. It's some of the best paddle I've seen, and the pressure of certain parts of this game, outstanding stuff. I mean, it would mean so much to all these players, for Regalado and Salazar to get it. But Nunez and Powers have a little advantage now. It's serving back in it to stay in the match is always the hardest. Either way, it's hard.
Brad, real fast, what was the last time championship final went past 6-all?
Oh, 1997?
Who was it, Brad?
I don't know. It's probably one of those. It's probably one of those multiple Mansiger or Goodspeed matches or something.
Let me check, Brad. Spot on, 14-12. Uncanny, Brad.
Was that from Blake Anderson? Take that, Blake Anderson.
That was from Drew Broderick.
Oh, that was from Drew Broderick.
Come on, Drew, that's all you got?
I am defeating Jersey today. Oh, what a dig. Ooh. I got him in the head, the cutter. He got the knockdown. He's got the headshot. Where's he going with next? The spleen? That's amazing. 2 points. I tell you, Nunez, he's a gamer too. He wants the ball.
The entire third set, he's wanted the ball.
And they're actually staying away from him, which of course puts the Powers forehand in play. But when you're saying the Powers forehand is the lesser of two evils, that's kind of crazy. Nice, scampers around the side, plays it beautifully. And Nunez pressure, the way he stands up, takes time away when he block lobs. It's like a time suck too, so they have to move back quicker, allows them to stay forward more. Does more than the sum of its parts. It's a real thing. Oh, big moment.
15-30.
Went for the quick drive, which he's made 20 times today, but not that one. Way to stay back. They just did that so well, and that's out. And we are match points for Nunez and Powers. Two of them, Patty. The road to get here has been absolutely phenomenal, and this match has lived up to everything it could be. And it's not over. Nunez coming in again, pressures the ball over to Powers. They have to go there. Their blitz move. That's going to be trouble. That's trouble.
Great close volley there.
Well, yeah,
Regalado.
Powers went for the off-pace roller that time with Nunez pressing forward, and that was just a bad combination. So they get one break point save, match point number 2. Powers going to go for the huge forehand. I'm seeing it. Nope. He's going to hit the backhand. Oh. They're going to stay back. Smart. These guys are so smart. They don't challenge the point when it's not in their advantage. No!
Oh! Powers can't believe it. The crowd can't believe it. Brad can't believe it.
Well, there's no fear in that. That's an attempt. And the funny thing is how many of those have we seen all day, and then we have a missed return. So we got the missed drive in there, the missed cutter, and the short one. And it's, again, in both cases. Now we got game point here for Regalado and Salazar. And those serves he's putting in, just amazing. It's sort of the story of you want to end it, and when you're players at this level, sometimes you just think you can, you know. But the shots that got him there in that one game that Regalado had before, when they're hitting shots that weren't the shots that got him there. You know, Powers hitting the cutter down low is not the shot that's gotten him this spot. And I'm not saying it wasn't available. I'm not saying he didn't have it.
Hasn't hit it in 2 hours.
He hasn't hit it in 2 hours, right? You know, it's not the shot. So use the things that you've been using. It's just hard not to do that. Oh, my goodness. Wow. You know, with the level of play it's been, it's almost like sometimes these moments come and the errors are almost shocking, you know. But
they are, because they're the shots with the least degree
right,
of difficulty.
Exactly, right. Well, not hitting the cutter or anything none of that's
right, but that miss right
degree,
there
right.
from Regalado.
I don't want anyone to play safe, but in those big moments, it's easy to play too big. You know what I mean? Like too much. You want to end it. Oh boy, and here we are. Another match point. Powers cuts one into the side screen. And Salazar has been lights out with his serve in the box every time. Between the legs. That's outrageous.
That was an unbelievable shot.
These guys are showmen. Natural showmen, and a block lob miss again. It's like this match deserves the perfect ending, but it's hard to close a match. That's also going to be a little out on the off-pace return there. He lets it go to the screen. It kind of sidles up the wire.
Match point number
4. Settle in. Wait for the right ball. Oh my God.
Deuce!
It's just they make the spectacular. And then,
Look, that was a really good overhead.
That was a great overhead, but Powers doesn't miss that overhead typically. He doesn't miss that screen. This is amazing. This is like the heavyweight battle, and it's punch, counter punch. Great action.
Good luck. Great transition back.
Great anticipation from Nunez in that moment.
That's good lob there.
Nunez wants it. Get out of here, Mark. I want to hit a lefty overhead.
You go there. I go. Yep. I go here. Yep. I go. Yep.
Right, it's that lob coming from that deuce court where then Nunez can kind of light up that overhead.
I go. Yep. I go. Yep. I go here. You go there.
Yeah, they gotta spot those balls there. That's what they want. Not Nunez carving it. Even recently, as good as Regalado's been, he's getting exposed a little here and there against the Nunez overhead.
I go. Yep. I go. I go.
That's gonna die. Nice play.
That's it. That's the shot I wanted to take.
That's going wide. Powers gives him the point. Another opportunity. Number 5. Number 5. Match point number 5. Yeah, he's reading that, and hitting that shot isn't helping him there. That off pacer. I'd like him to bring out the howitzer or lob, unless he's got the right type of situation. And the right type of situation is not impressing. This is big transition. Well done. No, out. Game, set, and match for Mark Powers and Guillermo Nunez. And what a match it was, Patty. I'm going to step out. You carry us through. I'm going to do an interview with our winners and our finalists. That was some incredible stuff.
An unbelievable win for Powers and Nunez, our tournament number 2 seeds. They won that first set. Regalado, Salazar, just masterful tactical adjustments to win that second set. Battled it out here in the third. No tiebreak in the third. We played it out. Nunez, Powers pulling it out 8-6. Unbelievable play from Regalado, Salazar in this final and all season long. Just phenomenal. And just kudos to Mark Powers with the play that he has always, but the smartest move he made, teaming up with young Guillermo Nunez, 23 years old. Just the lefty overhead, the difference out here in this match. He dictated play, and you could just tell for a young guy, I just knew he wanted the ball in the pressure situations, and to me, that's the sign of a great champion, and that's where I just kind of had a feeling about Nunez, that he doesn't fear any moment, just welcomes the challenge. And as you can see, his style of play is welcoming that challenge, putting himself in a position where he's actually got to come up with it all the time, and he just did it over and over again. But an incredible third set here. Kudos to the country club pulling off a magnificent national championship here in Brookline, Massachusetts. Only disappointed for them was that their longtime pro, Johan Durant, Stephen Mitchell, didn't make it to this final match, but the crowd's not disappointed with that spectacular play and just that monumental win from Nunez and Powers, pulling that match out 8-6 in the third set. Kudos to our executive director of the APTA, Ann Sheeta. You see her out there with the white vest right there grabbing the medals. Jackie Cameron, APTA tour director, getting ready for our championship presentation. Just remarkable play. All I have to say is don't try this at home, everyone. The play these guys have, they are just so spectacular. Regalado, Salazar, I just love them as a team. They are so extraordinarily talented, and I'm guaranteed they'll be back in this championship final. Kudos to Guillermo Nunez and Mark Powers. Phenomenal win here. Mark Powers grabbed another national title with a lefty, first one with John Hughes, now one with Guillermo Nunez. Here's a good shot of our announcer, Brad Easterbrook. And we're going to go right to Brad.
All right, well, here we are. That was an amazing final here at the 2024 Boston Nationals. You know, in my recent memory, it's one of the best finals I've ever seen. Congratulations to all the players. We're going to bring them up here for a quick interview, and we're going to bring up number 5 seeds, out of Regalado, and Jose Salazar. Guys, you know, that was amazing. I mean, what you guys did out there, and for the whole season, is really just shock the battle. And you were in the hair's breadth for today. Amazing job making the adjustment. Was it a difficult decision to switch sides? And the way you did that, we haven't seen you do it all year, but you're comfortable on both sides. Now, have you guys practiced that way at all?
No, but I know Guille really well, so I've been practicing with him, and I told Albi, look, his spin is very nasty, so if I struggle with it, we need to switch. And that's what we did.
Well, it made a huge difference. And in those moments, any of those pressure moments, what did they feel like? Was it like getting to you at any point?
I mean, once we got to the third set, Jose and I we said to each other, just enjoy. This is a battle. Let the best team win, and they won. Congratulations to them. Mark, amazing. Guille, I'm excited you won. But yeah, thank you to everyone, and this was fantastic, honestly. So thank you so much for everyone to support and stuff. And yeah, tough to swallow, honestly.
Well, I'm sure you're going to be back here at home time, so I have no doubt you'll make it to the winner's circle at some point. Guys, an amazing season, and thank you for an amazing and entertaining match. And you've really shown everybody all the talent you have out here, the way you can adapt to all the situations. It's crazy. And we're going to bring out our finalists now. So our number 2 seeds of Guillermo Nunez and Mark Powers. Congratulations, our 2024 national finalists. All right, champions, I'm sorry. They're also finalists and actual champions. Guys, what a battle all the way through. And you had a short time getting together, but you played like seasoned pros, like you've been together the whole season. So, I mean, going out there into that match, you were working hard. The first set, you had Nunez carving up the deuce side with the spin overheads. They switched and completely changed the tenor of the match. What did you guys have to say to each other going forward from that time?
Well, yeah, I mean, we had a game plan that was working really well. Guillermo's carving that lefty overhead phenomenally well, and we honestly their adapt in the second set was really smart, and they kind of turned the tables on us, and they started really executing, getting a lot of balls back. But you know, kind of hats off to them. They played a really smart strategy change in the second set. So great battle. But.
Yeah, it was a great battle. Now, Guillermo, you're pressing forward all the time. It seems like you want the ball all the time. You know, is there a moment when you're like, after 10 balls, you're like, I need that ball? You know, because you're pressing and the movements forward are basically forcing the ball over towards Mark's forehand. Is that the idea?
The more I press and the more I move, the more he can hit. So it's ideal.
Yeah. Well, that's perfect. And you guys out here, it was one of the best finals I've seen in recent memory. So congratulations, you guys are national champions. Mark Powers, Guillermo Nunez, amazing match. I'm going to turn this over now to Hold on. I got a little
shout out?
I do want to give a quick shout out to my fiance who's here, and the mom who came up from Boston.
That's all right. Guillermo? Everybody watching back home and some Pelan member here, thank you, Eric, and just everybody watching. It was an amazing tournament, very nice. Just looking forward for the next one. Thank you.
Well, great. Coming on out. We'll have our trophy presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brad, and thank you to the live stream crew all week, my panel, to our commentators, Brad, Patty, and all who made this happen. This was a record number of people watching at home today, like almost double what we've ever seen. It's truly amazing. Thank you to Billy Horn, our umpire today, to all thank you to our season-long sponsors, national sponsors, like Volley and Fusion, and then finally to our APTA staff, Ann Sheedy, our tour directors, Jackie, Cindy, Karen, and our staff that were here all week to make this happen. Thank you. And then finally to the Country Club for putting on just an amazing show. You made this a truly special nationals for the players, for the spectators. Boston League, we'd like to thank them as well. You guys, host club with your army of volunteers, has done an amazing job. So Nathaniel and Jamie, these were the guys who won it all. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, just a few quick thank yous. First and foremost, to the TC Board of Governors for allowing us to do this in the Oval. So our temporary paddle cathedral. So hopefully we can do this again in another 4 or 5 years. TC membership, thank you for being here today, supporting us. Of course, APTA National Planning Committee, most of you are here today, a lot of tireless effort. So thank you for all of your work. Most importantly, TCC staff over there. The heroes of this tournament, who are the effortlessly behind the scenes to make everything work. So thank you for all of our hearts for everything you did. APTA, thank you for trusting us to run this tournament. So thank you. Hope you'll come back. Greater Boston Platform Tennis Association, all of our sister clubs, the Huck Commanders, the people that we play day in, day out. Thank you for being part of this fantastic event. And then finally, our sponsors and patrons who financed made this happen. In particular, Aon, Labor, Pure Hockey, and Santo Tequila. So with that, thank you very much.
Medals and the presentation here. First of all, finalists. Regalado, Salazar. And the 2024 APTA National Champions, Nunez and Mark Powers. That's a wrap for the 2024 APTA Tour. We'll see you all in late September, early October for the 2024-2025 season. Thanks everyone for coming out.
So we can move.
What I love most about the volley machine is I can come down here and work on my game when I can't find friends.
Volley and I have been dating for several months now, and things are getting pretty serious.
My favorite thing about the volley trainer is to be able to work on the target, contact window, and tool all in my vision.
My favorite shot with the volley trainer is the push volley.
I really love the video feature of the volley machine. That has really helped me improve.
Every day, big decisions are made without full information. Overloaded by data. Compounded by complexity. Better decisions are made in the light. With clarity and confidence. Aon is in the business of better decisions.
I'm not sure there's a story, but no one really paid attention to, in Boston, no one was really paying much attention to paddle on the national scene. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I mean, and this surprised everyone, not just Boston, Johan is a 16 seed, wins nationals, and all of a sudden people in Boston are paying attention, like, we have a national champion who plays in our league, and then all of a sudden other really good rackets players, pros, start paying attention, and paddle just sort of took off from there, and that was because that was the Johan effect in Boston.
Johan he's kind of like the Tiger Woods, in my opinion, of our sport, and to watch him play and to pick up the nuances of how he's almost like the conductor, the way he controls a match.
No one has done more than you to transform the sport into the incredibly athletic, fast-paced, exciting game that we have today. So on behalf of the APTA Board of Directors and myself, one of your many, many fans on and off the court, I want to congratulate you for your induction into the Platform Tennis Hall of Fame.
Congratulations on your Hall of Fame induction, so well deserved. It's been a pleasure watching you from the chair. One match that really stands out is that final in the rain in New Jersey where you just took over, your serves were hitting nicks, hitting skitters everywhere.
Johan, honestly, most people don't know. They think that you're super talented and that you're great and that you're a natural, but we all know how hard you work off the court.
What is one word you could use to describe Johan Duran?
Tenacious. Go explosive.
Aggressive.
A ninja.
The best.
On behalf of the entire Boston League, we couldn't be more proud about your induction into the Hall of Fame. Well done.
Big congratulations, Johan. A well-deserved honor. And the greatest thing about Johan is not only a great player, but even a better guy. I look forward to watching you play for many more years and hopefully winning many more national titles.
Bravo, Johan! Congratulations on your APTA Hall of Fame induction. Man, we go way, way back from the crazy trips in Africa, now in the APTA Hall of Fame. Thank you for your contribution to the game of paddle. You deserve all of this and more, my guy.
Hey, brother, just want to congratulate you on the induction to the Hall of Fame. Really pumped for you. Awesome career. So much fun to see how you've changed the game. Glad that I could be a small part of it. And let's try and keep it rolling this weekend.
Congratulations, Johan, on the induction into the Platform Tennis Hall of Fame. Back in 2010, I was first-hand witness of the coming out party of the Big Cat in Philadelphia. Congratulations, well deserved.
Congratulations, Johan Duran, for being inducted in the Hall of Fame. You definitely deserve it. Probably the greatest of all time who has played this sport. Congratulations.
Enjoy your, I guess, just Hall of Fame status because you'll be playing and we'll be seeing you soon.
You've come a long way. You've had incredible success, and in all sincerity, I'm incredibly proud of you as a player, incredibly proud of you as a person, and I'm honored to consider you a good friend. Congratulations again, and I wish you the best of luck this season and in all seasons to come.
surreal, I guess, like everybody else would say. But I don't know, we didn't expect, or especially me, I don't know about Jerry, I didn't even expect to get close to the final, so I'm real surprised.
Hi, my name is Macy Elliott, and my tip of the week is on your roller. A lot of times when I see people hit rollers, they tend to go over the ball because they want to bring it down and create more spin. But when you do that, you're actually going to create a lot of pressure on your elbow. So a lot of times when people get tennis elbow, it's from that. Instead, I want you to go straight up on the ball and pretend like you're going to finish all the way up with your knuckles to your ear. This upward motion will create more spin and it will grab less of the ball than if you were to go over it. If you grab too much of the ball, you don't get as much spin and it's not quite as effective versus going straight up the back and finishing up by your ear. I'm Macy Elliott. Hope you enjoyed this tip of the week. I'll see you on the courts.
As everybody knows, in the last decade or so, there's been a number of incredible huts built in the Chicago area.
This facility features 6 paddle courts, 2 golf simulators, a larger than average kitchen, one of the largest bars that we have on the property, this outdoor space, the patio, an outdoor fireplace, indoor fireplace. The surrounding area also includes a new cart barn and a new caddy shack. We started off using the caddy shack as our warming hut. Now we've built this current paddle hut, which is almost 5 times as large as the last paddle hut. And it's been very well received by the entire membership, golfers, diners, and paddle players.
I think one surprise was that Fridays and Saturday nights, the place was pretty packed. That certainly wouldn't have happened at the old hut.
Paddle has grown huge at the club. In 2019, we had a dozen teams here, men's and women's. And now in 2023, 2024, we have 25 league teams. We had over 100 new players last season with the building of this hut.
Speaking from my own experience, I would always say that on a typical match night, there would be about 5 people hanging out in the hut talking at 10 o'clock. Now it's more like 30. So it's a great social place for those that play paddle. For those that don't play paddle, it's also become a place to meet up with other people, to have a nice casual bite to eat, to grab a drink.
Show you our golf simulators. We have 2 permanent golf simulators with TrackMan units. This space gets used all winter long, 7 days a week.
One aspect of design that I think was particularly well thought out is that if you're standing outside of the hut and watching a match, the ground surface is actually 18 inches below the floor surface inside the hut, which doesn't sound like a big deal, but it does mean that if you have a group of people watching a match outside, it doesn't block the view of the people inside. They could be standing outside and the people inside are still standing on a surface that's 18 inches higher, which just adds that much more possibilities in terms of how many people can watch and enjoy a match.
I'm Dane Schmidgall, Director of Racket Sports at Evanston Golf Club.
I'm Brian Paletta, General Manager here at Evanston Golf Club.
This is John Watrous from Evanston Golf Club, and this is the APTA Hut of the Month.
Nantucket.
South Africa.
I would say it's Croatia. People are really nice there and it's really beautiful.
I would probably try and stash that money or give it away somewhere, otherwise it's going to mess up my life, like they say if you win the lottery.
A house. I don't know. I would invest the money. Love is Blind.
I think you're deceitful. How?
100% my guilty pleasure. Definitely Love is Blind.
Tell me that he was one of your strongest connections. You never told me it was Izzy.
It's so bad that it makes it good.
Oh, this is dodgy. I have to watch Bachelor or one of those shows with my wife. I don't even know which one.
Espresso martini.
Gin and tonic. Margarita.
Tequila soda. always.